Fala pessoal, beleza? A gente está aqui no Instagram, no Facebook, a gente está acompanhando a feira de recrutamento aqui da Vanhack, tá? Então tá muito legal.
We'll try and give attention to both. So, why are you all here? Who here is looking for a job abroad? Yeah.
A gente está acompanhando.
So, thanks so much again for coming. You guys haven't heard of us. We're Vanhack. We're a company that's helped over 300 people get hired abroad in the last 3 years. And I'm proud to say that 200 of those were last year. So our growth curve is exponential, and our goal is to get another 300 people this year, or more. We'll see, probably a lot more. And so, you know, we are working hard to make this happen. Most of the people are from here, from Brazil. I spent 4 years living here, and the idea, everything started when we moved, or I moved in 2014 to Vancouver, and a lot of people started asking about Vancouver, and that's why we have the name Vanhack. But now we have about over 10 countries that we work with in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. But most people still go to Canada. Still, I'm now living in Europe, and we have a lot of great hiring partners, great companies in Europe as well. So what we'll do today, how today will work. First, we have 2 special guest speakers. The first will be Bruno, who got hired at a company in Munich as a developer there, front-end developer. And he'll be talking about how that happens. And he'll be moving to Munich in February, so and then a very, very special guest at the end will be my father, who is here. And he immigrated to Canada, to Vancouver in 1991. And he's the reason you guys are all here, because he didn't move to Vancouver, I wouldn't have started Vanhack. And he'll talk about his immigration journey and give you guys some tips. But really, the most important thing is the jobs. So we have many, many jobs on Vanhack, and we'll be sharing them with you. Myself, I'll be sharing some jobs, as well as our team that's online. And we'll also be answering all of your questions. So we'll start with Bruno. We'll do the recruiting fair. We'll answer some questions. My dad will talk a little bit, or Andre, his name is Andre. And then we'll have questions throughout the whole period. And then, of course, we'll stay as long as you guys have questions and hang out with you. I do have a flight tomorrow at 8 a.m., so not too late. But as long as you guys have questions, you know, we're here to help. Okay, great. So let me just check it out with the guys online. Can you guys all hear me? Is it working okay? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Yes.
if you could please share how you got hired in Munich, and if you have tips for other people. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Bruno, and I'm really happy to be here. And, you know, like about, I don't know, work. Hear me? Okay. So, I'm originally a Java guy, you know, and I've been working for less than 2 years with the front end development with Angular and React and stuff like that. And for about 4 months, I guess, I've been talking to Ilya. I didn't know Vanhack. I was looking for a job abroad, and found a YouTube link there, and I found Ilya there. And then I talked to him, and he was talking to me, and we were talking about how everything worked in Vanhack. It was really interesting for me, so I kind of got my profile there verified, and it was really, really interesting. But you know, like the main thing that was really important for me, like when I started going through the process of interviewing, was like really getting to know how to behave on an interview, you know, because it's really hard when you don't know how to talk about yourself, about your experience, and how everything really works there. So it's really important. Like before I got my first interview, I kind of had, I don't know, about 10 interviews with them, and it was really difficult for me in the beginning. But once I had the help with the Vanhack team, with the mock interviews, and with everything that goes from the verified profile, if you don't have one, you gotta have a video of yourself and talking about yourself, how you talk about yourself, you know, like for 1 minute or so, something like that. And then I went, once I started the interview process, was really nice because I got to talk to one of the founders, was really nice. Then I went to the coding interview, was a little bit tough, but it was okay, you know. I got a little nervous. You know, like hacker hank and stuff like that was really nice. And then I had so many behavior interviewing questions, like what would I do if I were in a position like this or like that. And there were like some other questions that were really interesting, like you know, I kind of got hired to go to Munich, and they kind of asked me why you want to go to Germany. I mean, why Germany? You know, and one of my first interviews, I was like, I want to go to Germany because I don't know, because Brazil is not so good. I don't know. You know?
Wrong answer.
Yeah, that was exactly. They said, oh, okay, so you can go like whichever place you want to go. I mean, why do you want to really stay here in like in Germany? You know, and after doing some kind of research, I kind of realized that Germany, also Berlin and Munich, they are also known as the second Silicon Valley. You know, and for me, like for my professional background, it would be really interesting to really be immersed in technology and really be around that, you know, because even though I'll be working and doing everything there, it's really important for me, like, to be really immersed in lots of meetups and lots of everything that's really going on there. So for my career, I believe that Berlin, Germany, actually would be really important for me. And since I've lived there for about 4 years ago, so I kind of, that was a place that I really want to go. And so when I had the opportunity to talk to them, they kind of liked me, and I did the whole process, and I just got the visa approved, and next month I'll just traveling to Munich. I kind of sold my whole life here. I got nothing more, so let's do it. And that's it. I'm really happy to work with Vanhack, and let's do it, man.
That's cool. Congrats, Bruno.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's
Hello.
pretty good story.
Hello.
Hi, everyone online. Please put yourself on mute. I've never done an event like this before, so bear with us with this. Okay, so yeah, so Bruno's one of I think now we're at 305 or 6 people who've gotten hired. The number keeps going up. They have 2 people hired. And January things are a little bit slow, but we'll get things rolling soon. And yeah, speaking of getting hired, we have a lot of jobs to share with you guys. So we'll start with one of our team members, Mo, who's in Berlin. He's our VP of talent, and he's online right now. He's in Berlin, staying up until pretty late to talk to us. So I'll kind of bring the computer here, and he'll talk through the mic online about some jobs that he's helping recruit for. Has everyone here created a profile before we start? Has everyone here created a profile on Vanhack already? If you haven't, please do. That's kind of step 1. Step 2 is to get verified. Bruno mentioned this is something that we really need to do a better job of telling you guys about. So if you don't know about this, it's not your fault. But really important for us is to verify your English level, your coding skills, make sure you're not crazy before we send you to a company, right? Because our reputation is it's all about, it's all about finding the best talent from around the world that wants to move to different cities for the companies that we work with. So if you haven't been verified, please create a profile, apply to be verified. And I know it's a pain to create a profile. So we're launching something pretty soon, right, Anderson? We'll talk about that at the end. Anderson is our lead developer. He came from Sao Paulo today. And so apply to be verified, schedule an English call, get your English verified, or you can do a video, put it on YouTube or send a video on WhatsApp. There's a lot of ways. Really important that we know your English level. That's usually the biggest challenge. And then after that, add skills to your Vanhack profile as well as adding your resume. You don't have to fill out the entire profile with all your stuff. That's takes a long time. Keep your resume and 5 skills. That's it. We'll make some changes to the platform to make it more obvious. But please, if you haven't done that, it's impossible for us to help you get hired because we don't know who you are and what your skills are. So tonight, homework is to do that if you haven't done it already. Okay, without further ado, Mo, I hope you're with us.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Rio.
Everyone, this is your new best friend, Mo.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Rio.
Hello, Mil.
First thing, I just want to ask everyone on Zoom to please mute your microphones. It's really hard to hear the noise everyone having. So please, right now, mute your microphones, everybody. Thank you. Okay, so Ilya, can you guys hear me? Is it okay or?
Yeah. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Cool. Okay, so I guess this is the first time we're doing this on this scale, but it's exciting. So happy to be with you guys. There's a lot of companies that we can talk about, but today I'm just going to focus on one particularly in Canada that we're working with, who is hiring a lot of Vanhackers actually. We've already had 10, I think, in the past few months. They have offices in Winnipeg and Saskatoon, and they're looking for a bunch of different roles right now. I'm going to talk about a few of the important ones, just to give you guys an idea of what kind of skills they're looking for. And I'm going to share the links on Zoom as well. Is that a good idea, Ilya?
Yeah, you guys can all just use your phones and go to app.vanhack.com to find these jobs. And we'll also send all this information out later, and you can just find it on our website. But we wanted to do this to really explain what every job is looking for, and then also, of course, find the best talent. So for those of you online, you can just check on your phone. Or actually, if you can share it in Slack too. Okay, hold on, another thing. Who here is not in the Slack group? Or, you know, okay. So, yeah. We have a free Slack group that's open for everybody. If you just go to your Vanhack, on the Vanhack dashboard, on the top, there's a link. It says Slack. Click there. You can join for free. And that's where we share a lot of information. That's where our team is. That's where Bruno and I talk a lot when he got hired in Munich. And so please join the Slack group. It's very important because there you can ask any questions that you might have, and we'll help you answer those questions. And we have two Slack groups actually, one for our premium members too, which we'll talk about afterwards. But please join the Slack group. And then Mo, if you guys are in the Slack group, Mo will share those links both on Zoom and in Slack. Okay? Cool.
Yep, I can do that. Okay, so before we go on, I see a bunch of people asking an important question, which comes up a lot. Do these jobs sponsor your visa? Yes, they do. All jobs on Vanhack sponsor visa on the position and stated clearly on the job description. So all the jobs you see sponsor your visa. That's one of the kind of key value points that we bring to the table, and we'll help you throughout the way. We'll be holding your hand, and companies are excited to have people from all around the world join their teams. So yeah, that's kind of out of the way, and a question that's important needs to be answered. All right, let's get started. So one of the first positions that is currently really hot at this company, they're looking for data architects or data analysts, depending on what you call yourself or how you define yourself. This company is a huge startup growing really fast. So they have a very strong startup culture, not a regular 9-to-5 job. It's more kind of get your hands dirty, get into the work, huge teams. And so that's kind of the culture. But in terms of technical experience, they're looking for people who have experience with Kafka, Hadoop, Elasticsearch, different types of databases and SQL, all different types of tools that are kind of a requirement for data architects. So it's important to be familiar with the tools. And usually they require between at least 3 to 5 years of experience with these technologies. So make sure if you're sending your CVs, this is one of the points that always comes up, make sure that this information is clearly visible on your CV. How much experience do you have working with each tool? So what you'll do is you'll specify, your job description, what you've done, and also make sure to write down how long you've worked with each tool. So these are things that would really help you kind of get through the first stage with a job like this one. I'm going to post a link actually. You can apply to it directly. We'll get your CV and we can send it out to the company as soon as you're verified, which is also an important step that I think is going to talk to you about. So this is the job. I'm also going to post it on the Van Hackathon Slack group right now. Let me just, there we go. So this one is the data architect position.
Great. So just quickly check in. Anyone here? Put your hand up. Yeah, cool. A couple of people. Awesome. All right. This is one. It's a really important job for a great company. So please apply there. And if you have questions afterwards, please come talk to me. Okay. Cool. Please ask.
How much are they? Because I work with big data, but I usually use some of other. I use a lot of Python and SQL, a little bit of Hadoop. I mean, how much are the companies interested in those specifics?
For sure. Good question. Did you get that, Mo? No?
Not 100%, something on the lines of how much.
Yeah, so let me repeat the question for everyone to hear. How much? This is actually a good question for generally a lot of different jobs. So how much do you have to have experience with that specific skill that the company is looking for versus just knowing more or less related skills? So he doesn't have to specifically with those skills, maybe a little bit, but not so much.
Okay, so that's actually, yeah, that's a really good point. So on our job descriptions, what we try to do is make it really clear. So we have two types of skills. There's must-have skills, and then there's nice-to-have skills. That's just generally the description of each job position, right? So with the must-have skills, you're looking at a minimum of at least a year or two of experience with that skill. That means production experience. So not like I've done an online course, you know, on Udacity, or I've studied it on my own or did something, right? So that's not what the expectation is. So if a skill is categorized as, you know, a core skill, a core competency for a position, it means that you have production experience with it. You've done a project. Nobody's picky about, okay, it's 6 months or it's 1 year or 2 years. It's mostly about what you've actually done with the tool, right? So I don't know. I think, does that answer your question?
Yeah, great. Let's move on to the next job.
All right. Okay. So another hot position is actually senior React developer at this company. So as you know, React is one of the most in-demand skills out there, and everybody's looking for React developers, especially in Canada, and this company in particular. They want people who have experience with either React.js or React Native apps. So that's kind of the key skill that you need to have. Obviously, you probably won't have more than 2 or 3 years of experience with it. It's a fairly new technology, but they want someone who has production experience with it, and also solid understanding of ESX, JSX, and Node. So these are things that are kind of important for this position. I'm also going to post the link to Zoom and Van Hackathon channel. So you can check it out there, apply right now. Another important position is also senior Java developer.
Oh, so let me just stop 1 sec. Okay, so people always ask us, what are the top skills that that are needed, that are being looked for abroad? No question about it, React is the #1 skill right now. So if you're a front-end developer, if you work with Angular, Node, etc., and you haven't learned React, start learning React yesterday. Every company is looking for a React developer, and this company, for example, is looking for dozens. We have 3 companies we're working with in Toronto that are going to hire 50 each React developers this year. So they don't need React developers specifically. Like you don't need to have so many years of experience, but if you can prove to them that you're able to work with it and quickly learn, that's really important. So not just this position, but in general, React is really, really hot. Facebook's doing a good job, I guess. But the whole thing is, yeah, you have to. The best part about it is, I'm sure you guys know, is that you don't have to develop for mobile anymore, right? So even if you're a mobile developer, maybe you need to learn React Native. Like it's becoming because companies don't want to have 3 different people developing for 3 different platforms. They much prefer to have 1 person. It's more cost effective and faster. So yeah, very big tip is React is probably going to be the most in-demand skill of 2018. And then another one I'll talk about later soon. Okay, cool.
Okay, so if you're not a React developer, but you still want to get a job at this company, if you're a Java developer and you're a senior Java developer, they have a specific position for you. They're looking for people with Java 8 experience in particular, so that's kind of really interesting for them. And senior Java developer, that means at least, you have 5 years of production experience with Java. So if you do, please apply. You have a strong chance of getting a position at this company. If you're not a senior Java developer, they still might consider you if you're pretty good. Also .NET. So senior Java developers is kind of one category, and they also are looking for non-senior Java and .NET developers, so maybe just 3 and 4 years of experience. They particularly look for people who are familiar with test-driven development, pair programming, doing code reviews, understand design patterns, data structures, testing. These are the things that are important for them. So they want to know you understand engineering fundamentals, and you're either good with Java or .NET. So if you have these, then definitely apply to this. It's a really good position. And in this particular company, I mean, the salary and just the living costs of where you would be going to is just amazing. So don't miss out on this one.
Great, that's another point. Cool. I'm just going to put the computer down. My hand is getting tired. We'll be right with you, Mo.
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Yeah, next time we'll have an iPad. So yeah, this is a really good point as well. In Canada, and I guess a lot of different countries as well, there's a lot of need for great tech talent in the smaller kind of growing cities. Places like Victoria, Kamloops, Kelowna, Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Waterloo, Halifax. If you don't know these cities, do some research. Those are kind of the secondary cities in Canada. I'm just using Canada as an example. In other countries, it's similar. Eindhoven, for example, in the Netherlands, it's like a tech city in the Netherlands. The best thing about these cities is that there's not much demand. No one from Canada wants to move to those cities because they're smaller. So people from Toronto and Vancouver, they want to be in the urban centers. And the quality of life and the cost of life is much less. So if you're a software engineer and you're making $90,000 a year, that price of a house in, let's say, Waterloo or Saskatoon or Winnipeg is 3 or 4 times less than it is in Vancouver and Toronto. So it's a really, really great opportunity for you guys to look for jobs in these kind of growing cities or that have startup ecosystems. And we're working hard to get more jobs in those places. Question?
Hey, Joe.
No. Mm-hmm.
Please mute your microphones.
Ready? Are you listening to me?
Good question. Good question.
Are you listening to me?
Can you please hold your questions?
Yeah. So.
Are you asking to Joanne?
So most jobs, just English is enough. Sometimes in Quebec you need French, but English is enough. In Luxembourg and Paris and France you need French. But for your question, no. Let's actually just ask for questions. Let's save them until the end because we'll do like a larger Q&A session at the end. So that's a good one. Okay, so what I was saying, yeah. So really important to think about other places other than Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver, or even Toronto and Vancouver, two big hubs. Those who have the most jobs and they are great cities to live in. But it might make sense for you guys to go somewhere like Winnipeg or Halifax or Kelowna, where there's actually a very big need for talent, and they're more open sometimes to look for talent from around the world. Cool. All right, Mo, let's keep the party going.
All right, so that's for React, Java developers, .NET developers. There's also 2 other really important positions, and I'm going to share it, but I think someone wanted to ask a question. So please just type your question, and I can read it and respond to you. So 2 more important positions at this company, which are also very much in demand and kind of hard to come by for a lot of these companies, are cloud DevOps engineers and also machine learning developers. So these are kind of two categories which are super interesting. In cloud DevOps, it's usually people are looking for kind of experience with the AWS services. And that's kind of the base, but also experience with Docker is usually a big plus. Microservices, also obviously you would have to have a lot of experience with. And I think it's also very attractive for companies to know that you've had experience building scalable systems or large data sets. And this is kind of what's really attractive for them. When they look at your CV, they want to see what kind of projects you worked on, what kind of companies you worked with, and you've had experience troubleshooting, really big challenges under pressure. So that's what they would like to see for candidates that we usually see they put forward. This is for the DevOps engineer position. So again, same city, obviously, in terms of salary, and for these kind of positions, obviously you would have a really high salary. And so it's very attractive for most candidates. I just posted the link. And the other position would be machine learning developer. So obviously what they expect here is understanding kind of just general machine learning related libraries. For them, it's specifically with Python. So if you have experience with Python and you know some libraries that are kind of related to machine learning and you have some experience with that, that's enough. And for them, that means you have at least 2 years of experience implementing a solution, right? So this is outside of studies and university and courses and stuff. So you would have 2 years of production experience, and obviously solid knowledge of Python. So if you do, this is a great opportunity for you. Please apply. I'm just posting the link to this position.
Cool.
And with that, so those are the top jobs that I wanted to share with you guys tonight. So let's go to questions. I'm reading through the questions here, but if there's anything from the audience, obviously, let's go to them first.
Cool, thanks, Mo. Yeah, so this company is hiring 100 people this year. They went from 200 people to 1,000 people in the last year. And they're probably going to hire 100 developers and then many more people. It's the fifth fastest growing company in Canada. And they've already hired 9 Vanhackers, so you have some friends there already waiting for you. Okay, cool. So any questions about those jobs? Let's take kind of a break. Questions about those specific positions, not about other things about moving abroad, but DevOps engineers or machine learning guys or girls, anyone have questions about the technologies, please ask those. Also React job, Java 8, and the data analyst position. So don't be shy. Oh, I forgot, there's prizes for those questions. I have some surprises for you guys.
Okay, so one question I see that's being asked is about verification. I think maybe I can just give a quick explanation. So what's important for verification is just a simple kind of 1, 2, 3 step. You need your profile, which means basically your CV has to be in pretty good shape. We have a template that we give to everybody. So please follow the template, keep it really simple, nothing fancy. Just explain your work history and what tech stack you've worked with, what projects you've done, any achievements, all that stuff. And second part is, so once you have that kind of verified, then you have to do kind of your English verification, which is usually a call with Christy. We do have an accelerator program where you can do that while doing the project. So that's also kind of another way of doing it. But just to get verified, you can get in touch with Christy from our team, and he's going to take care of it for you. And yeah, so we usually have like a project or coding test or something that we send to you during the verification process. So that's what it means to be verified on Vanhack. And you only have to do it once. So once it's done, you're ready to go.
Cool, thanks, Mo. Again, yeah, very important. Please apply to be verified and we'll help make it happen. You had a question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Specifically about the boss. It's very common to ask about. It's very common to ask about experience in some tools like Jenkins, Hudson, Sonar for code quality, and so on. But they are not the only tools for that. For example, I have experience with Atlassian Suite, for example, Bamboo instead of Jenkins and Bitbucket and so on. Is this somehow restrictive or no?
Very good question. Very good question. Do you have my voice now?
Yes.
Okay. So excellent question. It really depends on, on a case by case kind of, you have to look at the specific job and a lot of positions.
Please mute yourself, guys.
Hello.
we didn't warn them.
Okay. So where were we? All right. So yeah, it depends on the position. In a lot of cases, yes, tools, there's always an alternative for tools. So if you have experience with a tool, mention it clearly on your CV, send it through. And in a lot of times, the company will consider that. Sometimes it's crucial for you to be already hitting the ground running. It depends a lot on the company and the status and the position you're applying for. Usually for senior positions, they usually expect you to already have experience with that tool because you're going to be taking over a team or maybe like a serious part of the project. So it depends on the position. Yep.
Okay. Trying to just yeah. Also, with this role, you need AWS is a big thing with what they're looking for. So if you work with AWS and kind of DevOps in general, I think you have a good chance. Cool. Since you asked the question, I'll ask him and you go to you
next. How important is to have a graduation degree for those positions?
It's not important at all. Just see the code. That's all that matters. Yeah. Yeah. Just an example, my brother did a degree in psychology, and now he's a React developer. Yeah. And for the visa, they don't ask for a degree. In Canada, they don't. In some other countries, they do, but Germany and the Netherlands, they don't either. Those are two big countries. So most countries, they don't need a degree for developers. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's a little bit easier for people in Europe, but the rest of the world, I don't think makes a big difference.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sorry to hog all the questions.
Can you hear me now?
Two things about the machine learning positions. I have some experience with some basic machine learning models, the ones that are most popular, but I would like to work with more advanced models, and I would like to know if they're interested in that, some that actually isn't working right now with the most advanced stuff like reinforcement learning, but is interested in that. And the second thing is, are we expected, or are we going to have opportunities to technical publishing, developing new algorithms and new techniques in learning?
Good questions. Okay, Mo, did you get that?
Sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't properly hear that because there's some background noise. Could you just sum it up for me?
I can answer. So I don't think Mo and I know the answer to that question. I think it's more, yeah, well, I think it's more like the company, those are very specific questions for the company that they don't really tell us. They kind of just give us a job description, a short description of what they're looking for, but those specific things they didn't say. So, yeah, cool. Okay, so React developers here, any hands up? Cool, awesome.
Hey, Gene, did you have a question?
Oh, no, it's okay. Don't worry.
Someone has a question here.
No, it's okay, Mo, don't worry. Okay, it's gonna mute everybody. Okay, so awesome. DevOps engineers. All right, got a couple. Cool, awesome. And then machine learning specialists. 1, 2, cool. Afterwards, I want to understand what you guys all work with, and we can talk about it a little bit more. Okay, cool. So Mo, thank you so much for sharing your positions. Again, this company is hiring a lot of people, and they're really enjoying working with Vanhackers. They're always telling us how happy they are. You know, they hired 9 people, so there's kind of even a WhatsApp group with all the people hired, and they're helping each other. Yeah. Yeah, I highly encourage you guys, if you have the skills, apply to this position, because the chances of you getting hired are higher than most for this role. It's not like they're hiring 100 people. Okay, cool. Amber, are you here with us? Amber is our talent manager for Canada. So the way Vanhack works is we have a team that goes and chases companies and talks to them and tries to say, hey, are you looking to hire from abroad? And, and we have some people doing that. And then we also have talent managers. So Mo is leading the talent team, and Amber, who I hope is here with us. Amber, are you there? Are you awake? Okay.
Sorry, I think my mic was still on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, awesome.
Hey everybody, how are you?
In Canada? Oh man, this audio is not so good. Okay, so Amber is our talent manager. He's sitting in Vancouver. He's also kind of a Vanhacker himself, an immigrant. He moved from Egypt. He can tell a little bit about his story. And he's got some jobs that he's sharing with you, and he'll share with you now. So Amber, go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm glad to be with you. I can see lots of questions popping up on the chat. So let me just give you a quick idea of how things work, in case you didn't know what happens. So usually what will happen, an employer, what we call a hiring partner, would join Vanhack and would have an onboarding call with us. And they will tell us exactly what they're looking for. And normally we'll give them, ask them some questions about the nice to have and the must have skills, years of experience, etc. Then what we'll do is we'll create this job on the platform, and then we'll advertise it on the Slack channels. So number one, make sure you are a part of the Slack channel. So it's free, and this is where we kind of advertise most of the jobs. Of course, the platform itself, if you go there like every day, you will see what's new. Number two is the request, actually, because what happens sometimes, let's say we've posted a job and we've advertised it, and so many people are interested because they want to move to Canada and they want to get to work here, which is great because we want to see you as well, especially if you play football or soccer, as we call it here. I have a team, by the way. So what happens then, lots of people come in and apply without actually checking that the must-have skills are skills that they actually have. And it makes our job very difficult because, instead of me reading or having to go through 10 or 20 resumes of people who are potential candidates for that job, I end up having 150 resumes, and 100 out of them are kind of not suitable because they don't have the must-have skills. So as much as we'd like to encourage everyone to apply, just read through the requirements and make sure that this is something you're doing, something you have experience with. The other part that I wanted to cover today, I could see it popping up for people saying, are there any jobs for people who do not have much experience? You may find some, but generally speaking, if an employer here in Canada is looking for a certain skill, it's because they could not fulfill that skill locally here. So, they couldn't find somebody around. They couldn't hire somebody through the traditional channels like LinkedIn and having the job posted on their own website. And so they turn to Vanhack because they know we can get them the right people. So normally they will be looking for somebody with experience. Usually, at least a couple of years to show that this is a person who worked with skilled systems, who worked within a team somewhere and was in charge of a certain platform. That's what they're looking for in general. So if you feel like you're new to this, by all means, come and look on the website and see if something is suitable, but also you got to work a little bit more on your experience. If you can't, let's say you learned a new programming language and you like it, but it's not something that you use in your daily job, find a project or volunteer somewhere so that you can get your code up there and you can get the project up and running, so it will be something in your portfolio to show to a potential employer when you're applying for a job. Also, make sure that you update your profile on the Vanhack platform and only list the the skills that you actually have. Because sometimes also when I look, the listed skills are very much different from what's on the resume or the CV. So somebody would list Oracle, for example, and then when I look at the resume, they've got no Oracle whatsoever. Even if I just go and do a keyword search, it doesn't return anything. So please make sure that they both match. And also, as much as we also look for the projects and the things you completed, don't forget to mention your current job, because when we send those resumes to the employers, they want to look and see what you're doing on a daily basis, not just the projects you completed, but where you work. Some of the jobs would need, for example, somebody who has a healthcare background, like a software engineer in a hospital or in a healthcare company. Some other jobs would need somebody from a background of banking and finance. So things like that. So make sure you've mentioned your place of work and what it does, not just the name. Sometimes I see the names in Brazilian and I have no idea what's this, and I have to go and Google it. The name of the place where you work?
Portuguese.
Yeah, sorry, Portuguese. Obrigado.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I see like something like agricultura, and I think this means agriculture, but I don't know if it's I'm working for an agriculture company or I'm working for the Bank of Agriculture. So at least, if the name is not something very well known, write down there like what kind of industry it is. So it makes the job easier, for us when we're looking. So this is, to answer some of the questions that I could see popping up. Now, who's ready for the jobs to be shared? Who wants to learn about the new job?
Yes, I do.
Ilya, you already have a cool job, man.
And there we go.
Okay. Ask now, Gianni?
No questions until questions at the end, guys.
Okay, so I have the camera right in front of me and it's blocking my vision. So if you see me going like this, you know that I'm an old man and I couldn't see from a distance. So the first one, we have a company here in Vancouver, a very well-funded company. So it is a startup. I don't know if it still qualifies as a startup because it's been around for a while. It's well-funded, it's growing massively, and it's a great company to work for. And also, their CTO is quite famous in the industry here. And they're looking for somebody who's quite experienced with Ruby on Rails. The must-have, so basically, it's a cross-out between a back-end developer. So there's a little bit of DevOps experience required as well, service-oriented, SOAP. And but they're looking more for Ruby on Rails, which is a must, of course. React. So if you know a little bit of React, that would be great. If somebody knows Python, will be nice to have. Django, Python. It's a nice to have. It's not a requirement. Basically, what they told me, they're looking for somebody who likes learning, who likes challenges, who's not afraid, to go out of their comfort zone, and like an overall person, the more you know about the development world, the better your company. But as I said, the must-haves are good experience, at least 3 years with Ruby on Rails, and a little bit of DevOps and a little bit of API architecture. And
Amr, I'm just going to mute you because there's some weird noises happening. Just unmute yourself. Just muted everybody. Yeah. Yeah, somebody's going to the bathroom. Okay, so that position was for Ruby on Rails. And yeah, that's another skill that's very much in demand, Ruby on Rails. So full stack Ruby developers are very much high in demand. So that's one I would encourage. If you guys work with Ruby, have a lot of chances getting hired abroad. Cool. Amr, let's go for maybe 2 or 3 more jobs and then we'll wrap it up. Amr, you're still on mute. Okay, go ahead.
I've got a few. I don't have to tell you about all 5, but maybe I can share 2 or 3. The next one is a senior C++ engineer. This one is there's an okay.
All right.
Right. Sorry. So this one is a company in the financial sector in Toronto, and they want somebody who has development experience in the financial sector. So for those who are interested to apply, it will be good if you're working in a bank or an investment company or an insurance company or a point of sale or a payment services. So something related to money. So, you know, if you're a C++ developer elsewhere, I don't think you'll be the right fit for them. But if you work anywhere related to payment, banking, things like that, they'll be interested to see you. They're looking for someone with a bit of experience also in agile methodologies and Scrum. And they've listed TCP/IP. I mean, I think almost everybody is a TCP/IP, or should know a little bit about TCP/IP as well. But that's about it. It's the must-have is a C++ back-end, like with the emphasis or the focus on back-end development. Someone with a bit of experience in agile methodologies, and definitely must be from a finance background.
Okay, cool. Let's just take a break. Okay, it's getting heavy. Okay, so the last position was C++ developer, fintech experience. Any questions about those positions that we just shared? So there's the Ruby job in Vancouver and the C++ job in Toronto. Anyone have questions?
Hello, are you going to take questions from your online audience?
Yes, just one second.
Galera, só adicionar uma informação aqui. O pessoal entra, interrompe toda hora aqui no Zoom, por isso que dá essa baguncinha aqui. Mas no final, eu estou separando algumas informações aqui que eu quero compilar com vocês, tá? Então, a gente vai falar um pouquinho sobre cada uma dos requisitos que eles comentaram lá, tá joia?
Cool. Any other questions, guys, about the positions? Okay, cool. We'll have a few more jobs and then we'll wrap things up and then take your questions. I'm sure you have a lot and people online too. So maybe one or two more positions, Amr, and we can wrap things up here. It's getting almost to 9 o'clock.
Perfect. Okay. This next one is an easy one. Okay. So it's for a Magento developer. So if you've worked, if you've built any e-commerce storefronts before and using Magento, we'd love to hear from you. Basically, someone who's got some experience with Magento, PHP, and MySQL. So that's an easy thing, I think, for a lot of the people who do front end. And if you have e-commerce experience, it will be an add-on. It's not a must-have, but it will be a nice to have.
Cool, awesome. Okay, Amr, can you talk about the blockchain positions we have?
So we have a couple of blockchain positions. I'm not quite sure, Ilya, if they're still open because interviews are going on, but they might be. They haven't been finalized yet, but we've got, I think we've got one in Waterloo in Ontario, and the other one is here in British Columbia. It's not in Vancouver. I think it's in the interior. If I'm not mistaken, it should be Kelowna or Kamloops.
Kelowna, yeah.
Which is a great place to live, by the way. Cost of living there is much, much nicer and better than Vancouver. So both of them are blockchain for blockchain developers. The one here in Kamloops, they want somebody definitely with experience in smart contracts. So this is a must for that specific job. So somebody who's a crypto person with experience writing smart contracts.
Cool. So this is the second skill. I remember, guys, I told you there'll be 2 skills that we talk about, React being the first. The second one is blockchain and cyber or cryptocurrencies. As I'm sure you all are seeing right now, there's a lot of hype in this space. A lot of companies are using blockchain, and how are they going to use that? How are they going to work with that is with great developers. So if you have any experience in cybersecurity and potentially could get into this field, I would highly recommend learning about how to work with blockchain, how to work with smart contracts, Ethereum, all those different skills. Solidity is a skill we're seeing a lot more of these days. So yeah, if you guys have experience with that, there's a lot of demand, and that demand is going to grow significantly this year. Please go ahead. Yeah, since it's so new, companies are just looking for someone who has some experience and is showing that they're interested in learning. Yeah, so you don't have to have, it's impossible to have more than 1 or 2 years, right? So yeah, definitely. Cool, good question. Cool, Emmer. Is there any other positions you'd like to share?
Let me just tell you about one more. NetSuite developer. So there's a Toronto-based company who are quite good developing integrations with NetSuite, and also some kind of, they do their own like branded based on the NetSuite framework. And it's a great company. They're looking for somebody who's got a bachelor's degree, who's a NetSuite developer. But if they find somebody who's probably new to NetSuite or not a NetSuite developer, but has a lot of experience in Oracle, they'll be interested to meet them as well. So they need somebody with API experience, SOAP, XML, either Oracle or NetSuite or both. And nice to have skills if they're currently working for any ERP company like SAP or JD Edwards or with experience, even if they're not working for those companies, but they have experience working with ERP systems. They'll be interested to see you guys.
Cool. Yeah, actually, there's 2 jobs we have for NetSuite. I'm just gonna. Oh man. Definitely iPad next time. So NetSuite. Anyone here work with NetSuite? It's hard to find people who work with it, so I'd be surprised if there was. NetSuite experience, Oracle, SAP, ERP. It's very skill. So if you have any friends who are looking to move to Toronto or Berlin, please tell them about these 2 positions. They're very high in demand. Okay, cool. So we have 10 minutes left in the formal part. So I'm just going to wrap it up. So guys online, we'll definitely take your questions soon. We're just going to have one more speaker, and then we'll open up for questions. Okay, so bear with us here. Cool. So I'd like to call my dad up. He moved to Vancouver in 1993 with 2 kids and $1,000. He'll tell you all about it. Sorry? Okay, yeah. Right. Oh. Okay, so he'll tell you a little bit about what it's like. I guess the biggest thing I wanted to have my dad talk about here is that, well, in 1993, there was really no internet. There was no YouTube. There was no Vanhack. There's no real way, to learn about how it's like in all these different places. So you guys have it a lot easier, I would say, especially the fact that you're working in tech. So hopefully this gives some inspiration that it is possible.
Hi guys, my name is Andre, and it's my first time I'm talking to so many people, so bear with me. But before I tell in 2 minutes our life story, I have for you guys, you came so late and stayed so late, I have 8 prizes. So on the basis, I ask the question and first come, first serve. Whoever answered first gets a t-shirt with Vanhack logo, free of charge. So the first question is, they all one size fits all, small. Perfect. So, capital of Canada. Who says first? What's your name? Yeah. Pedro. Pedro got 1. Excellent.
Hello.
Okay.
Can I do my question now?
Yeah, you will. I'm sorry, we have people on that. Second question, capital of British Columbia. Your name? Hugo? Igor? Igor, you got 1 too. Okay, good. Okay. There is two official languages in Canada. That's what I know. I'm supposed to say first English. Yeah. So, okay, we'll skip that one. Let's make it like tougher. The most popular game in Canada. Who said that first? Oh, that's don't be shy. Okay, ladies first. Your name is, what's your name? Ulada? Okay. I'm sorry, I just can't hear well. It's just being careful.
My question is about the process of Vanhack. I think it's very important.
All right, now we're getting tougher. Staying on the hockey stream.
Your question.
Which, we talked about Winnipeg. Which hockey team in Winnipeg? It's called Winnipeg. Oh, who said so? Nice. Oh, no. He's ready to go. Let's get here. You can buy a ticket now. You can. All right. Somebody get the homework. Now, staying on the hockey team, because that's all I know. About curling. Yeah, who heard about curling? Nobody. So, what's your name? Huh? Rafael? Okay, that's yours. That fits you perfect. Now we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's guys get your brain working sharper. 3 left, and Prime Minister of Canada. That's okay. There is for a younger crowd, it's probably too old, but there was a movie that was very, very popular and called Titanic. And there was a song, and, that kind of things that, who said first, Celine Dion? What's your name? Daniel. Yeah. And the last one, okay, that's a tough one. When I don't answer. Okay, what was, okay, simple, we stick with the hockey. We're talking about curling. Okay, last t-shirt, last question. And it's a premium one because it's medium size, I believe. No, small, sorry. That's name of hockey team in Vancouver. Who said Canucks? Yeah, let's see. That's right. And then, do you know the meaning Canucks? What does it mean, Canucks? That means Canadian. Canadians, I heard they were called Canucks. So it's the same thing. That Canadian, if American call that Canucks coming down, so it means Canadians coming down. Anyhow, so very quickly, we have 2 minutes left. So you guys are I really envy all of you in one hand. On the other hand, you guys made so much extra effort, came late, sit here, listen to that, and don't leave. That's very, very impressive. I'm saying that I envy you guys because when you rewind a little bit back, the reason I'm here, there is I have a younger son who, that developer, what you said? React developer, yeah, that's, it's a go there, help your son, give people hope, because when you see you, they think you can make it, everybody can. That's a message. So when we arrived, that you guys have anyway, you minimum from business point of view, minimum 60,000 coming to Canada to city like Kelowna, that'd be a wonderful start. So whatever you do, it's worth it. It is worth it because when I left, some of my friends were like your friends tonight were thinking, should I come or should I stay home? Oh, there is something more important on TV, like a beautiful movie or what have you. And 20 years later, they wish they also made that move that I did. I never regret it. That's my personal story. Anyhow, and you guys have an opportunity to come in with a job in hand, salary, everything taken care of. All you have to be, listen to what my son said. He does care. That's all I'm trying to say. He does care about every one of you because it's just the way it is. He is, and plus, you get the job, he gets paid. You don't get a job, he gets nothing. So it's very, very important so that's a really good system in place that whatever you have questions, but it's very key for the immigration to be adapted. What I heard, I have no idea what you guys do, literally, totally. But I heard about React or something else. So whatever is now in demand, there is an opportunity because in Canada they it's easier to get in. So use it as much as you can. Be adaptive, and all you have to do is talk to him, to his team, ask the questions. Whatever they tell you, just don't question it. Do it, and you get in, and you will never regret. That's at least from my point of view. All right, I really appreciate the guys listening to me, and good luck. You will never regret coming to Canada.
The prizes continue. So when my parents came, I asked them to bring some extra stuff for the meetup. So who knows what this is?
That's each put on your head.
What's the wording in Canadian? No. It's a toque. It's a Canadian slang. So it's a toque. So for everyone who asks me questions, to make it easier, for everyone who asks me questions, you guys get one of these. I think we have about 20. So, and special limited edition, we won't make any of these again. It's with our old logo. Some miscommunication, and we typed it with the old logo. So you guys see, before when we used to be just focused on Canada, we have Canadian Maple Leaf. Now we have all over the world. So anyways, when you get to the cold in Europe or in Canada, not in Australia, but you'll need one of these. So yeah, I won't throw them out, but if you ask a question, come afterwards and ask me for one. So questions, I'll stay here as long as you guys want. And of course, if anyone online has a question, we'll get to your questions as well. So maybe we'll keep you alternating, one in person, one online, because there's about 270 people online. So I saw your hand first, and then I'll go online and then to you. Okay, go ahead, please. Yes, go ahead. Just speak loudly, please.
I want you to describe
Yeah, I'll try. I'm not the most technical person, but I'll try. Good question. So DevOps, from what I understand, DevOps is the one who manages the cloud environment and makes sure the sites and the infrastructure doesn't crash. So they work with AWS, Azure, not really Google, they're not doing so well in cloud, but AWS backend. And then they work with Docker, Kubernetes, make sure the microservices work, all these different things. So I technically can't give you much more than that, but basically is this. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, but look at your face doesn't really help. Okay. We'll make a video and we'll share. Yeah. Anyone have any questions online?
Yes. Hello.
Hey, hi there.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Actually, Elia, I have a question about getting the job. Actually, suppose if someone don't have a graduation degree, like a computer science degree, and you have a lots of experience, like I have experience more than 4 years in the market, and I'm right now running here as a startup, as a company, and I have a team here, and I want to take a job in Canada. Can I get it? Because I am much more expert in backend engineering, and I'm doing development in.
Let me just stop you there. That's a good question. See you guys later. Yeah, so the question is again about the degree. No, you don't need a degree at all. The degree doesn't matter. Okay?
Cool, thanks.
Cool, my pleasure. Where are you from?
Bye-bye. I'm from Pakistan.
Pakistan, awesome. And it's what, 4 in the morning for you right now?
Yeah, it's 4 a.m.
Wow, cool. Thanks for staying up till 4 a.m. That's really cool.
Most welcome.
Cool. A lot of really good developers in Pakistan.
Yeah, really? Nice.
Cool. Yeah. Vanhack all over the world. I think it was you who had the question. Okay, let's do one, and you can ask the other two personally.
The first one is like the job, like some transfer help from the salary.
Good question. Relocation. Really good package, or really good question about relocation package. So the answer is most of the time, yes, but it depends. Most of the time, the standard, what you'll get is 1 month's housing and flights for either the family or the wife and the husband, and maybe one of the kids. Depends, kind of have to negotiate this, or they'll just give you like $5,000 and say this is your bonus for signing, and it takes care of everything, and you can find everything on your own.
Hello.
Sometimes they don't do it, but it's rare. Most of the time, I would say 80% of the time, you get some kind of relocation package. Yeah. I'm sorry, just because of time and there's a lot of people asking questions, come and talk to me after, okay? Yeah, I'll be here as long as you need. Cool. Sorry, just want to be talk to everybody. Does anyone online have a question?
Yeah, I do.
Actually, Anderson, can you help me? Yeah, if you online, can you just tell it to me? That way we don't have to wait for them to answer. Ask it. Cool.
General channel.
Yeah, or in the Zoom thing. Okay, cool. Let's keep going here. Come on, you can ask me a question. Actually, yeah. Okay. Sorry, you had a question, and then we'll just go this way. Okay, and then, but you please go ahead. How long does it take to get hired? It's hard to say. Okay, so I've seen people hired in 24 hours. We had a Vanhacker do a job interview. 24 hours later, get a job offer for a $115,000 position in Toronto. I don't know, that happened a couple times, very rare. Most of the time it takes a few months, few years. It all depends on where you are in the process. So if you have fluent English and you have the right tech skills and you know how to do a good job interview, you're ready to go, you'll get hired right away. If you're not there yet, you need to work on it, then it might take some time. You might improve your English, you might do some interviews, interview practice with Vanhack Premium, etc., and then you'll get there. So it's really hard to say how long it'll take, and it also depends on the skill that you have. How long it takes for the work visa is about 1 or 2 months for the visa after you get an offer to when you can fly. We'll just go this way. So, Anderson, let me know when you get a question from online, okay? This one. Okay, in the back, and then we'll come forward. That's great. Yeah, that helps for sure. Yeah. Yeah, there's actually a company in Luxembourg that's looking for mobile developers who speak French. So I don't know if you work with mobile, but there's other jobs as well in Luxembourg. I'm living in Luxembourg now. That's why we have super random place, so that's why we have jobs in Luxembourg. Anyways, it does help as well for Quebec. There's a lot of companies in Quebec that would like someone who speaks French, but it's not like a requirement. So if you guys don't speak French, don't feel bad, but it definitely is a nice to have. It's a great bonus. Yeah, it's really, really great. Cool. Go ahead. No. Yeah, because usually when you're full stack, you're actually leaning more towards one or the other, right? It's really rare to find like a balanced full stack developer. Usually you're a back-end developer and then you know some front ends, you're full stack, or the other way around. So it's actually a great thing. If you're full stack with more front end experience, that's really great. Cool. What front end framework? Do you have any specific front end framework that you like to work with? Yeah. Sweet. Nice. Awesome. Cool. I think you, and then we'll go there. Yeah, go ahead.
I guess my question is a little bit related to you said React is on in Canada, but
all over the world.
Other frameworks, and the experience that you have in another framework, and you use it to get a job application in React or something like that?
Yeah, it's like anything. The more experience you have with the specific framework that they're looking for, the better. But you guys know JavaScript. Like, there's a JavaScript framework born every day, right? So yeah, it's just sometimes it's super hard to keep up. So it's more about how much experience you have with JavaScript and how quickly you can learn and adapt to the new skill. So if you can show them that you have a lot of experience with JavaScript, and then you're able to quickly be able to learn and work with whatever framework that is, whether it's React or Vue or whatever other thing comes in the future, then that's yeah. It's all about positioning yourself. It's all about showing, listen, I might not be perfect for it right now exactly on paper, but because of XYZ things, I can do this, and prove to them that you can. Maybe share, maybe contribute something open source, etc., to show them that you work with. We had a guy who got hired at that React company in Winnipeg. He built a React app during the interview to show them that he could actually work with that and prove
prove that on the code that he can do it. Yeah. Good question. Go ahead.
So my question is, when I see the must-have, do I have, when you try to match the job of the profile, did it match, or if I have like some of these skills?
The more the better. It's hard to say. Usually, if you must-have is must-have for the companies. So usually it's better to have 100%. But if you maybe are missing one, that could be okay. But sometimes they're really, really specific. Like, we need someone that has this skill because we can't wait to train someone to have that skill. We need someone to be a leader in the team of that, that uses that skill. So it's really hard. The more the better. What do you work with? Awesome. Great. Yeah. There's a lot of .NET jobs. Cool. That's awesome. That's really good. Thanks, man. Great question. Go ahead. No. Yeah.
Do you plan to start working in other cities in the United States other than San Francisco?
America. Have you seen what's going on with the USA kicking out? Yeah, I think that's a remote job. So good question, and I don't mean to make a joke. The point is, it's the jobs that we have in the US are either remote jobs or actually it's a really great question because what's happening now, and I'm going to be going back to Vancouver in March, and I'm going to be going down to the US a lot. So you guys all see what's happening. They're kicking out all these people from India right now. It's awful. So where are they going to move? To Canada. And what's going to happen is a lot of American companies are going to open up their headquarters in Canada, or at least open up a second Canadian office. So we're already talking to a couple companies that are interested in doing this. And what they'll do is they'll incorporate in Canada, and then they'll bring people into Canada, and then work remotely for the U.S. company, and then be able to go down on what's called a B1 visa, business visitor visa, to go and visit the office in San Francisco or Seattle or New York or wherever in the U.S. So this is actually a really, really important kind of strategic thing for Vanhack, is to go to the US, bring in companies to Canada, have you be able to move to Canada and visit the US every once in a while. So we won't have jobs in America, but we'll have American companies on Vanhack. And I think Amazon's going to open up their headquarters in Toronto this year. It's like HQ2. So yeah, a lot of companies are going to be doing that. I mean, I don't know for sure. I think just from my feeling and some things I've heard, I think it'll be HQ2 will be in Toronto. So, if Amazon's doing it, then all the other startups should be doing it as well. We actually have a blog post on our website about this, and we're really going to be heavily going to the US to help them open up a Canadian subsidiary and maybe have an office, or maybe just have you working at home remotely for the US company. And for them, it's a benefit because you're closer, you can visit in the same time zone, etc.
So the remote jobs are
Yeah. So as long as they have a Canadian, for immigration purposes, they have to have a Canadian subsidiary, and then they can sponsor you to move to Canada because they have to employ you in Canada. But for like if they don't have a Canadian subsidiary, you just work remotely for wherever you want to be, other than the United States. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it's crazy what's happening with immigration.
Yeah. Now can I do a question now?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You've been waiting so patiently. Thank you so much.
Ilya, just to know, I think the most important, I have been on Vancouver twice. Yes, I am a professional of 28 years of technology. Yes, but the most important question for me is, even we have a lot of jobs and so on, what is the process with Vanhack? We do, I don't know if someone tells, but everybody put the resume at your site, and after, how it will happen?
Okay.
How it happen,
Cool, good question. So what's the process? I talked a little bit about this, but basically upload your resume, add 5 skills, and apply to a job. That's really all it is. If you add your resume, let us know who you are, put at least 5 skills, put 30, 40, the main skills you work with, and then apply to a job. We'll review the jobs that are the applicants for every position, and we'll let you know either, sorry, you're not a fit, or we'd like to send your resume to a company. And then we'll see what the company's feedback is, if they want to interview or not.
If you want to be interviewed, then we'll set up a mock interview with you. So this is really important. We always help you with the interview. If you set up for an interview, then even if you're not a premium member, you'll have a mock interview, which will be about half an hour conversation with one of our success team members, HR professionals that understand and can help you improve your answers. And these are really, really important. Bruno? And they'll help a lot. And then you'll have the interview set up with one of our team members with the company. You'll do the interview, and then just like any interview process, go through the steps, hopefully until you get an offer. And then we'll also help with the visa. Does that answer your question?
Good answer. But just to know, if someone of Vanhack be in contact with us, or it is always by site, and no one will be in contact with us. Only
we'll be in contact with you. We'll send you. If you get an interview, we'll send you an email, and then to verify you, we'll send you an email as well.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
No problem. And make sure to be active in the Slack group and ask your questions there as well if you have any others.
Okay.
Okay, determined. I believe we had more questions here. You had a question? Internships? No, they're not. The reason is companies want senior tech talent. So companies want more experienced people, and in internships, you can't get a visa to do an internship other than if you study in a college. So internships are for students. So if you want to go and do a college and pay all that money, I don't recommend it. If you are a tech professional, it's much easier for you to get a job than anyone else, like for a doctor or a lawyer, for example. So do you work in technology? Yeah, don't do an internship. You can do actually, one thing companies do sometimes is a remote test. So you do like a 2-month or 1-month test with the companies, so they're really sure that you're the right person before doing the work, before sponsoring your work visa, and that's happened quite a few times. So it's kind of like an internship, but interns don't get paid very much, and it's like a 3-month job, and it's for like 22, not even like 18. It's not for you. We need to get you a full-time job that pays well, right? Cool. So you have a question?
I really want developers, but it's about Scrum Master, Project Manager jobs.
Yeah, it's hard to get hired as a manager. Why? Companies usually want managers to have local experience. They want someone to know the local culture, and leading a team, it's hard to hire someone from abroad to be that kind of person. They want someone to have hands-on experience to be able to code. So if you're a Scrum Master, I recommend working more as a developer to get a job in abroad, and then you can kind of grow into a Scrum Master position. Although that being said, we have helped many people get hired as CTOs, but those are CTOs with hands-on experience. Yeah. You gotta get a GitHub account and start coding. Yeah. Don't worry. Even if you have a couple years, 3 years experience, 4 years experience, that plus management is impossible. Yeah. I mean, it's not that it's impossible. It's just a lot easier to get hired as a developer. Okay. I saw your hand. We're just going to go around this way. Or Anderson, you had your hand up?
Yes, we have a question from Zoom. Which tools you are using to test the skills?
Oh, if anyone here can help me create a way to reliably test and find out who a good developer is, I'll hire you. Seriously. It's really hard for us to know who's a good developer at scale. This is one of our biggest problems internally. We used Codility before. We used another skill. We didn't use them. There was another one from Poland, DevSkiller. HackerRank is very popular. But they're super expensive. It costs like $10,000 you have to pay $10,000 up front. And then we've realized we did an experiment. What if we don't do coding tests? And we found that it doesn't really affect hiring outcomes. So what we want to do is be able to understand how good someone is at developing without having to have them spend time doing a test, or at least as quickly as possible for something that we want to build in the house. So Anderson, maybe some people who, if you guys are actually interested in solving this problem, he's responsible for all of our tech hiring. So Anderson, talk to him.
Yeah, send me a message.
Or you just talk to him too. Yeah, Anderson at vanhack.com. Cool. Good question. Yeah, seriously, it's really hard for us and for anyone really to understand who's a good developer quickly. Yeah. Cool. I believe you had a question. No. No, nothing. So it's really great. Have you guys all heard of the new global skills visa? Yeah? Yes? Okay. So for the temos que parar? No, okay. Okay. Yeah, so on June 12th, 2017, Canada brought a new amazing law called the Global Skills Visa. This visa allows companies to sponsor work visas within 20 business days, 1 month. So all you need to do is have a job offer, and that's it. You don't need to do IELTS. You don't need anything else. You don't need to do WES or anything like that. The only things you need after you get hired is diploma, have your college diploma certified if you have one, your marriage certificate certified, translated certified if you're married, and do a medical exam. So to make sure you're healthy, for anything, for immigration. You get a 2-year work permit in Canada for this. And that work permit allows you to stay there for 2 years, and then after 1 year, you can apply for express entry, and 3 years later, you'll be a Canadian citizen. So basically, in 4 years, to citizenship. That's for Canada. In Germany, the Netherlands, it's also very, very fast and very easy. Germany and Netherlands are 2 countries we're very active in. Luxembourg as well now, Australia. It's pretty easy. So you don't need to spend money. Do you guys remember when you had to pay for college, and then that gives an open work permit to the other person? I'm sure you guys remember this thing. Yeah. We had a Vanhacker who did this, or many Vanhackers before did this, and one of them was teaching Java, or could teach the JavaScript class he was taking. He was a senior developer, 15 years experience, and he only took the college because he wanted to get the visa, right? So it's awful. And he was telling me I could teach the JavaScript. I knew more than the professor. So now it's way better. All the jobs on Vanhack sponsor work visas. You don't need to do IELTS. You don't need to spend money with all these different things. Just get hired, and they'll pay you to move. I believe. Did someone else have a question before? Okay, cool. Okay, you already asked. You didn't ask one. Let's just make sure.
What about other positions like a server administrator or
infrastructure?
Developers like that, CSS, DSL, something like that.
Hard. There's not many jobs for that, unfortunately. Yeah, I would learn DevOps or learn get into development or DevOps. Yeah. Someone who hasn't asked a question, just to be fair. Yeah, coming soon. We have a Vanhack team member who just moved to Melbourne, Australia, and he's going to be working really hard to get us jobs in Australia and New Zealand. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a really great place to live, and they really need a lot of talent. So we're expanding into the Oceania. Cool. Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, there was actually New Zealand. I recommend. There was a Vanhacker who got hired, the .NET developer in New Zealand recently. Great salary, and he said it was very good process. So New Zealand is it's a kind of a random place, but it's apparently has a lot of really good jobs and quality of life. So we'll have their jobs there soon. But if you guys want to go and check out jobs in New Zealand, I recommend that as a possibility. Cool. Yeah, good question. Let's do another question online, just because I want to make sure that. Is there any other questions online, Anderson? Anderson, online? No.
No.
Hey guys, any questions online? Having fun? Are you still there?
Hello.
Hey Guilherme, any questions?
How are you doing? Yeah, I have a question, please. I work with Google and Adobe Analytics configuration for companies and such, and I noticed that we have a lot of offers on LinkedIn on different countries like Canada and the UK, but on Vanhack I haven't seen any of those yet. Is there a special reason for it?
Good question. Okay, so the question was about digital marketing jobs, digital marketing, Google Analytics, Adobe Analytics. There's just more, there's not as much demand for digital marketing as there is for developers, and there's also a lot of Canadian or local, doesn't matter country, local people who work with tech with digital marketing already, so they're not as open to sponsoring visa. Really, the pain that these countries are suffering from is to find software engineers and DevOps and all that kind of technical stuff.
Yeah. Hello.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hello.
What I would recommend in that case is to go to that country.
Yeah, I've got a question.
Please, could you let him finish the point, please?
Yeah, please, can you hear me? I got a question. Can you hear me?
Maybe you let Ilya finish, please.
So yeah, going to that country and being there in person really helps. Specifically because marketing, you kind of have to be more communicative and be able to speak better. So it's harder to get hired from abroad as a marketer.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Sure. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria.
Go Nigeria. Yes. A lot of good developers.
Yes,
in Nigeria.
good. Oh, thank you very much. How's everything over there?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good. Please, my question is this. I'm a mariner. I'm a seafarer. I just want to know if this meeting, because I'm looking for a job abroad, so I want to know if my job, my field is same with what you got there.
We're looking for technical talents, people who work with programming, software engineering, these kind of jobs.
Okay. Because I got the mail from Vanhack, so I was really interested in getting a job abroad. So that's why I joined the meeting. That's why I'm asking the question. If I'm a mariner, a seafarer, I just want to know if I'll be able to work with you guys.
I don't think so. Not right now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. It's 9:30. About 5-10 more minutes.
Hello.
Guys.
Hello. I have a question. Hello.
1 second, please be patient. Hey, Abdul, just 1 sec, okay?
Yeah. Good job, Vanhack. My name is Abba from Nigeria. Hello, can you hear me?
I can. Just 1 sec. We're gonna ask some questions here, and then we'll ask your question. Okay? Can you just type your question?
No problem.
Thank you.
All right.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Go ahead. No. Yeah. Actually, the more senior you are, the better. If you have 15, 20, 30 years experience, that's actually a good thing. Yeah, they need team leaders. They need people to come teach. So part of the global skills visa actually about this is when you get there, what does the government want? They want you to then share your knowledge, share your skills, and train junior developers. See in real life. Yeah. Yeah.
People from Zoom. What are the most common interview ways? For example, hands-on programming, each of the analysis, or what else?
Good question. So how do the technical interviews happen? Okay, so usually the interview process, actually, let's just talk about what a general interview process will be. Usually it's a 15-minute phone call with HR. So, hey, how are you? Where are you from? Tell me about yourself. These kind of questions. All our premium members probably know about this one. Do you have a question? Yeah, I'm still answering. Just give me a second. Cool. So the 15-minute phone screen, and then usually some kind of coding test. And then afterwards is a coding test review. So what they'll do is you'll have a take-home test, and if they like your code, then they'll ask you to review it and ask you questions about it. So why did you do things this way? What can you improve? If you had this variable would change, what would you do differently? This kind of thing. Usually it's a pair programming test. They want to see how you actually work and react. Yeah, it's usually just like a screen share, and then they'll kind of ask you questions about why you use that technology, what if this thing would change, etc. Technical interviews I'm not an expert in, but we do have technical interview practice as part of Vanhack Premium, which I should talk about. But and then afterwards, it's usually a call with the founders or like some kind of your manager, someone who would be your leader of your team. If they like you, then they'll take it. So it's usually about 3 to 4 steps. And the most difficult thing I see is two things is English is probably the biggest problem people have, to be honest. And then the second thing is code skills. Because companies sometimes they tell us, if we're going to hire from abroad, then we really want to have someone even better than a local. So the bar gets set a little bit higher. So you really have to be good. And then, tough. But 307 people have done it for Vanhack, and I'm sure thousands of others have done it. It's definitely possible. Cool. So I quickly mentioned something Vanhack Premium. So for those of you who don't know what Vanhack Premium is, it's our online school where we teach English and job interview skills to help you get hired faster. Caio, Marcelo, remember? Daniel as well. And maybe there's other people here who I just haven't. Yeah, what's up, guys? It's hard. You see on Slack and stuff. You know. And yeah, I think that the majority of Vanhackers who've gotten hired from Vanhack are Vanhack Premium members. We have 32 hours of English interview practice. That's our main kind of benefit. And if you think about it, I would say it's the cheapest English practice you'll find in the world, because about 2 hours, $2 an hour. Canadian, it's about 5 reais an hour. So compare that to Wise Up or Wizard. I think we have a better price. And of course, you get to review your resume, your LinkedIn, all that stuff, make sure it's perfect. And then we have our premium Slack group where we're very, very active, answering all the questions, always talking to you, making sure you're ready. We actually have 2 community managers, Christian and Paulo. They're there to answer questions. And we're also going to hire someone who's going to be full-time dedicated to helping premium members get hired. And of course, I'm there all the time, but I have to do many other things. So yeah, it's $65 Canadian a month, so about 120 reais, or 300 for, is that right? Okay, mine. Yeah. Anyway, so just that there's a money back guarantee as well. But really, we like, for example, Bruno wasn't a premium member and he got hired. You don't need to be a premium member. It's definitely not like needed, but you know, of course, we recommend it. But maybe you can ask Caio and the premium members about their experience. Anyways, enough promotion.
Yes, can I do another question? The last one, please.
Let's get some more questions from here, because we just asked questions.
Okay, Aaron.
And you can always just send me an email, okay?
Okay.
I'll be back. I'm on vacation now, but I'll be back next week.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, cool. You have a question. That's awesome. I mean, if you're a good developer, I think it's fine. I mean, but they're actually, I don't think you're even allowed to ask your age during job interview. So, yeah, pretty sure. I think they can ask your, like, merit. Yeah. Take care. Your advice. Yeah. Religion, they can ask these kind of things, right? So don't worry about it. Yeah, you don't look 22, you look like 25. Fine. Cool. Go ahead. Not for the global skills visa. No. No, only if you're studying in a college, you need to do proof of funds and express entry, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm not a visa consultant, so I don't know exactly all the details of that, but I'm pretty sure for global skills visas, so if you get a job, they're paying you to move, right? So you have a job, so the government understands that you'll do it for yourself. And by the way, all the global skills jobs, they have a minimum salary. So they can't pay you like $50,000. They have to pay you at least 75, depending on where you live. It's the average salary of the city that you live in. So in Toronto, it's like 85, 90, and Vancouver, it's about 85, 80, 85, etc. There's a website that has all this. The point is, you'll get paid the average salary of the profession that you're in, and for software engineers, it's a very good salary. Good question. Yeah, you have to get another visa. That's right. So, yeah. The visa you'll have will be associated to the company, the same in any other country. So you have to, like, if you get another job offer, you'll have to go through the visa process again. But, yes, it is. So from what I understand, again, I'm not a consultant, but if you have 1 year of work experience, you'll be able to apply for Canadian Experience Pass. And then also, I believe, if you have a job offer and you have over the 400, what is it, express entry now? I'm not following. About 450 or 430, 430 more or less. So if you have like your IELTS and all that stuff and your bachelor's degree in West and you have a good express entry application, if you have over 430 points plus with a job offer that's 50, right? Then you can just apply for the PR right away and have that in 6 months. Sneak preview: Vanhack will have a visa consultant company, or not consultant, a visa consultant in Vanhack soon in the next 3 to 4 months. So we'll be able to help you guys with the entire process. Special case. Cool. You have a question about it? Depends on the company. I don't see why not, but I think so. It really depends on the company. Like every company is different, every hiring manager is different. If it's is a degree in technology and software engineering or computer science. Nice. Yeah, those are very related fields. So I definitely see that as a positive. Yeah. Cool. Actually, we haven't asked a question from online. Any questions from online? Abdullah,
yeah, there is. Yes, I have one. Please, I'm Abdullah from Nigeria, and I have a experience in almost all of these programming languages, including C++, Python, and many others. But my problem is, how do I get to apply to this opportunity? Because this is my first time here, and I've heard
you can apply on the link app.vanhack.com. Right in, and you can apply to the jobs there. Okay, just go to vanhack.com here on my shirt, vanhack.com. Okay, and you can say apply for jobs. Just check in the chat. Okay, cool.
Ilya, may I shoot one last question? Quick one.
Not right now. We'll talk. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Ilya, may I shoot one last question? Just a quick one.
Sure. Just one second, Rafael. Let me ask.
All right.
Here, and then we'll.
Thanks. Okay. Thanks.
It's hard to think. It's all of us. Thanks for coming. Cool. Someone who hasn't asked a question. You haven't asked me. Oh yeah. Very good. There's a lot of. I mean, in a specific country or in general. Yeah, we don't have as many jobs as I would like. We need more because there's a lot of them and they're really open to sponsoring work visas. So just because we don't have the jobs doesn't mean that there aren't a lot of them. We haven't talked to the right company yet. But there's a lot of game development jobs, Unity, Unreal Engine, all those things. A lot of jobs for game developers. Yeah, very good. Also very good. Yeah, definitely. Go ahead. Oh, yeah. So, okay. I'm seeing a pattern. If you go to Indeed.ca, just type in the skill you're looking for. Indeed is the largest job website in the world. So, Indeed.ca or .de for Germany or whatever, and then just type in the skill, and you see exactly the number of jobs they have, and then that should let you know what the demand is for that. Having a PR definitely helps. If you have a work visa, it definitely helps. Yeah, yeah. It's becoming more common in Canada right now for companies to look from abroad because there's so many jobs, or just in Germany and the Netherlands, it's super common to look from abroad or to hire from abroad because you're in Europe and you're already hiring from 3 hours next to you is another country. And so in Canada, this still is starting to become more common. Companies are still starting to open their minds to this. They think it's difficult. We're trying to convince them that it's not. Definitely, if you have a work visa, it will help.
Hello, Mr. Brooks. Can you hear me?
It's an old friend of mine. Hey, Antonio. Hey, George.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I see you have some node position. I would like to apply, but I think I'm not verified yet on the Vanhack.
Email Christy. You're verified. Christy at vanhack.com. You're definitely 100% verified. Man.
Okay, thanks, man. Cheers.
Rafael, you had a question online?
Yes, can you hear me well?
Yeah, guys, stand your hand.
Okay, so my quick question is, I'm a 20 years experienced person on IT, but I'm not a developer. I'm working with incident management, change management, problem management, service delivery management, just got a Scrum Master certification. And I do work with that on my daily basis job. Is Vanhack the proper place for me to seek for a job? Or in case not, is there any partner you can point me to?
So we're probably not the best, and there probably isn't many partners. It's a similar question that was asked earlier about Scrum Master and stuff like this. And it's better to be a software engineer if you want to job abroad. You have a chance, but it's not as high as if you actually have work experience with coding. Okay, I see we're kind of finishing up here. I'm gonna no more questions from online. So guys from online, if you have questions, the Vanhack team will answer your questions in the chat. Just gonna put you guys on mute. Yeah, just if you type your questions, our team will answer them, okay? Okay, cool. So I'll answer as long as you guys want. So go ahead, please. Are we hiring for our team? Yeah, I mean, we're always hiring for the right, so we're a startup and we're not really, how do I say this? If you help us solve problems within our company, we'll hire you. Probably hire you for a project at first to kind of see how things work, and then we'll hire you full time if you do a good job. Yeah, the way we kind of work is with Anderson, we define the goals that we have, and we do them, we definitely announce them on our Vanhack, and we always hire Vanhackers. But sometimes, we don't really have a position, but someone says, hey, I want to help with this, and they really are able to help us, then we'll hire them. Which is the case right now. We're not actively looking for people. We just hired, I think, 3 developers, 2.
Yes.
2.
Working with the other 2 developers.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, anyway. But we will definitely be hiring, growing our tech team a lot. Yeah. No problem. Good question. Hey. So the question is, for a blockchain, how can you, I didn't Right. Okay, now people can't unmute themselves. Sorry, guys. Okay, so great question. If you don't have, so I want to be a blockchain developer, but there's no blockchain jobs in Brazil. Catch-22. Okay. Well, there's definitely a lot of open source projects. So a lot of blockchain is open source, right? So you can just contribute to that and work on those projects and put that on your GitHub. That'd be my biggest advice for any skill that you want to work on and you can't get hired at it yet. Just can contribute to an open source. And GitHub is really important. Companies definitely look at your GitHub account. So if you can create something, put it on GitHub, and show that you're able to work with the technology, no matter what it is, that's a really good step in the right direction. Yeah, good question. Cool. They don't really matter. Yeah. Most of the time they don't really matter. It helps. It's nice to have, but it's not mandatory. Yeah, I've never seen a job description must have X specific certification. That's very rare. Good question. Anyone else? Go ahead.
You were talking about we have to show our previous work for the job certification. I was wondering actually 3 things. First, some projects you do in Portuguese, commented in Portuguese. You usually use Portuguese in the project. You're gonna have to translate it all, or do they just want to see the code?
Good question. More in English you can do, the better. Yeah.
Second question. If you have some unpublished work and maybe it may be published in stuff you've done in the field you're trying to apply, can that be a problem?
When you say unpublished, you mean like it's not public on GitHub, or?
Well, I guess most people here are actually hired to do stuff.
Right, it's private because the company owns the code.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's a common problem we see. So a lot of you guys probably work for the government or for these kind of more security something, so you can't really have code public. So it's a problem, but yeah, do a side project that's you're able to do publicly with the same technology. Spend a few hours just to show that. It is definitely a challenge because you can do it, but they can't see it. That's tough. Yeah, there's not really because you're legally not allowed to show the work. So I would just do some kind of open source or some just generally side project on GitHub. But just put can be even one repository that's public for companies to see if it's good enough. Yeah, cool. There's a third question.
Yeah, I was wondering about how important is
It's important. It's not the most important thing, but it's definitely good. Companies want to see like clean code and things documented properly, especially in English. That's actually one of the underrated things. People don't really pay attention to this, but it is important. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Good questions. Nice. You definitely get it too. Yes.
We have a question about
Accelerator program. Yeah. Okay, cool. As you guys can probably tell, we have a lot of things happening in Vanhack. And yeah, so we have a new project that we're working on called the Vanhack Accelerator. This is something where we take the very, very best Vanhackers that are ready to get hired right away, and we work very, very close with them to help them get hired in a specific month. So we've done this twice in November and December, and we had 21 Vanhackers get hired through this program. And so we had some really good success, and we decided to keep doing it every month from now on. And so this year, this month, we had 34, I believe, Vanhackers part of the Accelerator program, and we're going to work really close with them and then apply again for the February one. Right now, it's all done in Excel and kind of fill in a Google form, but soon it'll be in the app, right, Anderson? Yeah. Yeah. So,
pressure of the job.
No problem. No problem. Oh, I forgot to say about the. Okay, we're getting the end. So I forgot to say one thing. But anyway, so that's the Accelerator program. We'll be talking about it. And what it is a way for us to understand who's really good, who's ready to get hired now, and help you get hired quickly. So I mentioned earlier that we're going to announce something for you guys. You guys are like the diehard Vanhackers here until 10 p.m., 2 hours. Thank you for staying with us, and you guys online as well. So we're launching. I don't know if you guys were on the webinar we had recently where we talked about this, but we're launching the Vanhack bots, VanBot. It's live. We just haven't announced it yet. So Anderson and his team are working really, really hard. And this will be basically, we're going to create a virtual job assistant, or kind of someone or a bot that will help you improve your profile, apply for jobs, answer common questions. Basically someone or something you can talk to that'll help you improve your chance of getting hired abroad. And it'll be a way for us to tell you about all the latest news. So if you join the Vanhack Slack group, make sure you join. I know the link is not working right now. We need to update it. But join the Vanhack Slack group, and you'll get some messages from VanBot, and eventually, our goal is to have the whole process be done through the bots, and that way, it's not just us, and we're a small team. We only have so much time. We're trying to use technology to leverage ourselves and be able to get more Vanhackers hired. So thanks, Anderson, for doing a good job.
Yes, in this project, we have one hacker help us in the process about AI and deploy the bot using Ruby's solution. Sorry about my voice. I didn't use it. But we have one hacker, Robson, helped us a lot to build this process.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. And yeah, so exactly. So
pessoal, eu vou cortar aqui um pouco, porque ele já está se despedindo lá. Vocês estão comigo aqui? Quem está online aqui ainda? Please raise your hands. Pessoal, vocês estão? Beleza. Pessoal, eu vou comentar só algumas coisinhas aqui que eles comentaram e que eu acho que é bastante interessante a gente realçar, tá? Então, principalmente, que tipos de vagas estão em alta aí. Não porque a gente fala direto dessas tecnologias, mas porque eu acho que é bastante interessante a gente ter uma noção disso, tá? Pessoal, uma coisa que eu achei bastante legal ali, eu vou até resumir um pouquinho, né, do que eu peguei aqui, e uma das coisas foi o seguinte, eles realmente não estão preocupados ali se você tem graduação ou não, se você tem filho, se é mais velho, se é casado, tá? Então eles não têm muito problema com isso, tá? Então é bastante receptivo esse programa do governo lá canadense, principalmente. E o que é bacana é que eles pagam, né? Então tem o sponsor Visa aí, então eles pagam e te ajudam nesse patrocínio de você tirar o seu visto, tá? Então é bastante facilitado por isso. E uma coisa que é bacana, não precisa passar em nenhum teste de inglês formal, tá? Então TOEFL e aqueles outros lá, ITL e etc, tá? Então você não precisa passar no teste formal de inglês, tá? Então isso facilita bastante também aí a imigração principalmente para o Canadá. Existe algumas coisas nesse sentido para a Alemanha e alguns outros lugares, mas principalmente ali para o Canadá, principalmente por isso que Vanhack é por causa de Vancouver, né? Eles começaram levando gente para Vancouver ali. Uma coisa que é bastante interessante, bastante vaga para analista de dados, muita vaga para React, tá? Então React, o ecossistema dele como um todo, então React Native e etc. Outra coisa que é bacana, outras skills ali que o pessoal está querendo, blockchain, tá? Então não confundir Bitcoin com blockchain, tá? Então blockchain é a tecnologia que está por trás do Bitcoin, tá? Então muitas vezes a gente lê sobre Bitcoin e muitas vezes a gente não entende exatamente como que a gente pode aplicar a blockchain ou como que o blockchain funciona, tá? Então é um pouquinho mais fundo ali essa avaliação que eles pedem. Uma coisa que depois eu vou compartilhar com vocês, eu tenho feito alguns estudos sobre blockchain, depois eu vou compartilhar com vocês algumas coisas que eu venho descobrindo aí, mas principalmente o que me interessa muito no blockchain, e eu acredito que é também a ideia lá, é você aplicar o blockchain, tá? Não exatamente para criptomoeda, mas para alguma outra coisa, tá? Então não necessariamente para você criar um novo Bitcoin, mas para você fazer alguma outra coisa além disso, tá? Então utilizar a tecnologia ali efetivamente, tá? Outra coisa que eu vi que que coincide bastante ali com o que a gente vem falando aqui no DevPleno, pessoal, colocar o projeto tanto no GitHub quanto em produção, tá? Então perguntaram bastante para ele o que fazer se você não tem experiência. Então, por exemplo, no caso de blockchain, você não consegue, você não tem empresas aqui no Brasil utilizando blockchain. Como que você tem experiência com blockchain se aqui não existe, entre aspas, blockchain ainda? Então, ou qualquer outra tecnologia que você não teve a oportunidade de aplicar durante a sua carreira. O que você pode fazer? Projeto livre, né? Então, a gente sempre fala aqui ou um projeto comunitário, ou um projeto open source, ou fazer um side project. Então, assim, dá para criar um projeto utilizando essa ideia aí. E, principalmente, colocar em produção, tá? Então, eu sempre falo isso para vocês aqui, entreguem, coloquem em produção, coloquem no GitHub, publica esse projeto para as pessoas conseguirem ver o seu projeto. Então, assim, eles vão conseguir te avaliar melhor aí, tá? Isso é bastante importante. Outra coisa que está em alta lá também, DevOps, Machine Learning e etc. O que é bastante interessante, pessoal? Em todos os nossos cursos aqui, a gente já prepara vocês para fazer um pouco de DevOps, tá? Então, a gente faz DevOps, um pouco ali de DevOps dentro do React, e a gente faz um pouco de DevOps, muito DevOps dentro do Full Stack Master, tá? Então, a gente já está preparando vocês para conseguir alcançar essas vagas aí, tá? Então, a gente já deixa vocês mais preparados aí, tá joia? O que mais que é bastante interessante aqui que eu vi? Aliás, graduação não é importante, tá? Então, você pode ir para lá sem ser graduado. Uma coisa que eles gostam bastante é de pessoas experientes para levar a experiência para lá, como eles estão precisando de mão de obra de verdade. Tá faltando gente para ensinar o pessoal a trabalhar lá, digamos assim, tá? Então, lead developer ou senior developer é bastante bacana para eles, mas como eles estão procurando gente de tudo, qualquer formação e qualquer experiência, é interessante qualquer nível ali, tá? Então eles têm vagas ali disponíveis para qualquer nível, tá? Deixa eu só ver mais alguma coisa aqui. Pessoal, uma coisa que é bacana. O Marcelo Olatti aqui perguntou o que é DevOps, tá? Então, pessoal, DevOps basicamente é você definir estrutura. Eu até respondi pro Marcelo aqui no chat. Ele perguntou que ele trabalha com servidores, tudo bare metal, né, que o pessoal fala. Então, hardware de verdade. E aí uma coisa que é bastante interessante é o que é DevOps? Tá? Então, DevOps é quando o desenvolvedor ele cuida das operações. Então, teoricamente, ele consegue subir servidores, etc. Também, tá? Então, o que um DevOps faz? Basicamente, ele cuida de que a sua estrutura rode bem, mas principalmente para descrever a estrutura como código, tá? Então, qual que é o meu trabalho hoje lá na TopTal? Além de ser um React Native Developer, eu também sou um DevOps, tá? Então, estou ajudando eles a transformar essa forma de entregar software, tá? Então, eles entregam de uma maneira com maior qualidade, tá? Então, ninguém mais põe a mão no servidor, é tudo via código, tá? Então tudo baseado em configuração automática. Então fica muito melhor, principalmente no mercado que eu estou atuando lá agora, que é o mercado da música e de direitos autorais, etc. E aí eles não gostam que muita gente tenha acesso ao banco de dados, por exemplo. Então tudo que a gente faz é de forma automatizada e escrita em código, tá? Então está bastante em alta lá também. Uma coisa que eles comentaram que é bastante interessante, vocês vão ver que tem um link aqui embaixo da Vanhack. Quando vocês cadastram no sistema deles lá, como saber, né, se eu tenho uma sinergia com aquela vaga ou não. É só olhar os dois termos ali, né, o nice to have e o must have. Então, must have você tem que ter de qualquer jeito, tá? Então é uma skill que você tem que ter. E o nice to have é uma skill que você seria muito legal se você tivesse, tá? Então é bastante importante você ter essa visão aí, tá? Outra, aliás, tecnologia que é bastante interessante, Magento, tá? Então, conhecer como criar um e-commerce ali utilizando PHP e Magento, tá? Pessoal, uma coisa que é bastante legal, se vocês forem no link aqui da Vanhack, vocês conseguem conhecer todo o serviço deles, tá? E uma das coisas que eu acho bastante legais ali, eu preciso fazer um review, vou pedir para o William se eu posso gravar isso um dia, tá? Como que funciona aqui o serviço deles, tá? Eu já participei praticamente de todas as partes ali do serviço deles. Eu já fui verificado, tá? Então na parte de verificação eu já fui verificado só por conversar, tá? Então de eu conversar em inglês, etc. Meu inglês já foi verificado. E uma coisa que é bastante bacana, eles fazem o que eles chamam de mock interview, tá? Então eles fazem uma entrevista com vocês, mocada, né? Então experimental. Então eles testam você, eles fazem uma entrevista de teste com você, simulada, aliás, fugiu a palavra. Então eles simulam uma entrevista com você para que vocês consigam estar preparados ali para a entrevista real, tá? Então isso é bastante legal, tá? Deixa eu só ver aqui o que o pessoal comentou. O Leandro Rebouças e o Anderson comentou se ele falou algo sobre Angular. Não falou, cara. Ele só comentou que quem é programador em Angular ou qualquer outra coisa em front-end vá para React porque tem alta lá, tá? Então não comentou sobre Angular especificamente. A gente pode depois dar uma olhada aqui no site deles para ver se tem alguma coisa sobre Angular aqui, tá? Bem provável que tenha, tá? Então não tem muito. Angular também tá. Ainda existe vagas em Angular aberta, tá? Então não é um requisito que você vai perder por ter, tá? Então, por exemplo, uma busca rápida aqui no sistema deles me retornou mais de 10 vagas em Angular, tá? Então dá para você. E é legal assim, sempre tem Angular e React. Então provavelmente deve ser alguma migração de Angular para React, tá? E aí seria interessante você conhecer os dois, tá? Deixa eu só ver aqui. O Simplice também comentou aqui, né, que sobre Angular. Pessoal, atualmente eu não sou um Angular developer mais, tá? Eu fui um programador Angular até o Angular 1.5 e a partir dali eu migrei para o React, tá? Então eu não tenho tanta experiência com Angular mais, tá? Já tive anteriormente, mas não tenho hoje mais, tá? Deixa eu só ver aqui que o pessoal está perguntando. O Anderson... beleza, respondida sobre Angular. Pessoal, outra coisa que é bacana, ele comentou sobre o programa canadense, tá? Como eles estão bastante relacionados aí com o Canadá, eles comentaram do programa canadense que chama Global Skills Visa, tá? Então, que basicamente você consegue tirar um visto de trabalho para o Canadá em 1 mês, ou em 20 dias úteis, tá? E aí sem teste de inglês, etc., desde que esteja relacionado com software, tá? Então, algumas coisas de gestão de projetos ou gerentes, etc., eles não englobam nisso, eles estão realmente interessados em pessoal mexendo com tecnologia, tá? Deixa eu ver outra coisa uma coisa que eu achei interessante, uma das citações ali é o salário mínimo lá, então você tem que ter um salário que no mínimo mantenha você lá. Então ele comentou algo em torno de $85 mil em Toronto. mas varia muito, mas é uma média. Uma coisa que é bastante interessante, ele comentou também, se a gente quiser saber aonde procurar vagas, para saber se está quente o mercado lá, é procurar em indeed.ca, né? Então indeed.ca, e procurar as skills que a gente quer. Então, eu quero ser um evangelista técnico, então Tech Evangelist. Então eu procuro Tech Evangelist lá e procuro se tem muita vaga ou que tipo de vaga eles estão procurando lá. É uma forma aí da gente mensurar um pouquinho como que está a busca por vagas nesse sentido lá, tá bom? Pessoal, a gente vai trazer o William também mais vezes aqui, tá? Então, para a gente conversar. A gente tá com um projeto piloto, tá? Eu não sei quantos de vocês aqui são Vanhackers, que é o usuário premium dele lá. Mas o que a gente está querendo, tá fazendo, tá? Uma das ideias ali é preparar o pessoal para um projeto prático em React para ficar cada vez mais próximo das vagas de lá, tá? Então a gente está mensurando ali todo mundo, a média ali que a gente tem de vagas, né? Então se a vaga precisa de Redux Tank, por exemplo, ou Redux Saga, ou etc. com o React, a gente está fazendo uma média disso para fazer um projeto prático que todo mundo que for aluno do DevReact.js consiga aplicar para essa vaga. Tá? Então é uma coisa bastante legal que a gente está fazendo aí e se estende para vocês. Tá? Então se vocês se matricularem através do link nosso aqui embaixo e também forem um Vanhacker lá, a gente consegue fazer isso também. Tá? Então para ajudar vocês aí a conseguirem um emprego lá no exterior. Tá joia? Pessoal, no mais ele comentou isso, a gente tem a outra live também outra live que a gente já fez com o Ilha, tá bastante completa. A gente está fazendo uma coisa que é bastante legal, a gente está cortando um pouco de alguns assuntos lá do vídeo para compartilhar com vocês aqui, tá? Então a gente vai trazer alguns tópicos que estão lá dentro daquele vídeo à tona, tá? Então a gente vai separar em alguns vídeos menores, que tá muito legal, tá? Então aquela entrevista com ele foi muito show de bola. E no mais, se alguém tiver mais alguma pergunta aqui, fique à vontade. O Luiz Alberto comentou, existem contratos de trabalho remoto? Luiz, existem alguns, tá? Eu atualmente estou num contrato remoto, mas não exatamente. Na Vanhack tem alguns, mas ainda não tem. Eles focam mais o relocation realmente. Então, geralmente o pessoal começa como trabalho remoto e posteriormente vai morar lá de vez, tá? Então, existe esse mix, tá? Então esse é o grande detalhe aí de como que funciona lá. Então a maioria das vagas lá são para trabalho presencial, tá? Patrick Isidoro perguntou, Túlio, não teve live ontem, né? Então não teve, eu vou contar para vocês o que aconteceu ontem. Tem previsão de voltar? Sim, semana que vem. Pessoal, ontem aconteceu uma situação muito diferente, né? Que geralmente não acontece com muita frequência, mas tudo caiu com esse cliente meu lá da TopTal, lá no exterior. Então, deu mais ou menos, acho que umas 6 da tarde. Eu não conseguia, a gente não estava conseguindo resolver e etc. E aí eu abortei a live com a minha equipe aqui, tá? Então, eles precisavam do meu apoio lá, eu não poderia sair. Então, a de ontem ficou suspensa, tá? Mas a gente tem uma novidade que é bastante legal. A gente está fazendo e preparando aqui a nossa terceira edição do Full Stack Academy, tá? Deixa eu compartilhar uma coisa com vocês aqui que tá muito legal. Deixa eu compartilhar um link. Pessoal, quem aqui já participou de um Full Stack Academy? Fala eu, fazendo favor. Quem já participou, me avisa fazendo favor. Olá, seja muito bem-vindo. Olha só, em primeira mão aqui, tá? Vou mandar um link para vocês. Seguinte, a gente vai... Opa, sumiu aqui meu link. Deixa eu mandar de novo. Então, olha só. A gente vai abrir um novo Full Stack Academy dia 18, tá? esse Full Stack Academy também tá massa demais. Outro projeto prático aí, tá? Então que a gente vai realmente destroçar aqui em codificar, tá? Vai ser bastante denso, bastante focado, igual a gente já fez nos outros, tá? Focado em entregar um projeto prático. A gente está definindo algumas regras diferentes ali para o certificado, tá? Então vocês devem ter visto que saiu o certificado um pouco atrasado aí semana passada, porque a gente teve um pouco de dificuldade de checar realmente se o pessoal está publicando as coisas, etc. Então nesse a gente tem algumas novidades de como vai ser o formato dessa checagem. Opa, page not found. O YouTube está quebrando o link. Pessoal, eu vou colocar aqui, ó, na descrição. Olha se aparece para vocês, fazendo um favor. É que o YouTube quebra o link. O YouTube é meio... Pior que não. O Anderson falou, errou! Não, cara, o YouTube tá cortando o link, cara. Deixa eu só ver aqui. Caramba, por que o YouTube tá cortando o link?
Olá, seja muito bem-vindo à página...
Pessoal, só um minutinho que eu tô checando porque o YouTube tá cortando o link, tá?
Eu vou guiar você
Bom, deveria estar ok aí. Deixa eu checar. Legal, tá ok aqui, pessoal. Ué, que engraçado. Por algum motivo o redirect do YouTube não funciona. Pessoal, seguinte. A gente vai criar aí durante o Full Stack Academy o Futiba Club, tá? Que vai ser uma plataforma pra gente brincar aí com os amigos de acertar os resultados de futebol, tá? Esse ano é bastante legal porque a gente vai ter Copa do Mundo, a gente tem o Brasileirão, tem todos os outros campeonatos. Então a gente vai modelar uma plataforma nesse sentido. E a gente nós vamos fazer aí um projeto que é um pouquinho diferente, tá? A gente vai pincelar um pouquinho sobre a autenticação, tá? Coisa que a gente não fez em nenhum outro Full Stack Academy. Então, se vocês já participaram... Opa, tá sem áudio aí, Anderson? Pessoal, o áudio aqui acho que tá normal. Deixa eu ver aqui, deixa eu fazer um check. Pessoal, tá assim. O Patrick diz, bolão app é tipo isso, cara, mas você vai chamar Futiba Club, tá? Então, a gente já tem um logo, vocês vão ver dentro aí da página que eu mandei para vocês. A gente já tem tudo definido, tá? E, pessoal, tá muito legal, tá? Então, cada Full Stack Academy, a gente tenta trazer alguma coisa diferente, nova aí, tá? Alguém me perguntou sobre o Full Stack Master. Sim, a gente tem algumas vagas, basta clicar no link, tá na descrição, tá? Você consegue se inscrever ainda agora, tá? Como sempre, todos os nossos cursos você tem acesso ao Full Stack Academy posteriormente também e a todas as atualizações que a gente publicar, tá? Então, você vai estar sempre aprendendo coisas novas aí, sendo um aluno DevPleno, tá bom? O Marcelo lá comentou que bolão da morte. Então, por isso que a gente falou brincar, tá? Então, não apostar. Porque toda aposta, ela gera um desconforto. Então, a intenção maior é que a gente tenha um lugar para brincar realmente, tá? Então, quem acertar um resultado, etc., mas não efetivamente apostar, tá? Então, a ideia é mostrar como que a gente pode gerenciar esse tipo de coisa bastante interessante aí, tá? O Marcelo Latti comentou, autenticação será de usuários, tipo login? Exatamente, tá? Então, a gente vai falar um pouquinho sobre autenticação também, tá? Existe um ponto aqui que eu ainda estou decidindo se a gente vai partir para fazer isso ou não, que seria mostrar pelo menos um caso de uso ali, ou mostrar alguns casos de uso fazendo aplicação utilizando ali um banco SQL, tá? Então, todos os Full Stack Academy a gente faz com Mongo, etc. E uma coisa que eu vejo muito que no mercado a galera ainda usa muito MySQL, né? Ou os bancos SQL. E usa muito no dia a dia, tá? Então, por mais que a gente fale de NoSQL dentro do curso, né, do Full Stack Master, etc., a gente está pensando aí em fazer fazer essa versão do Full Stack Academy utilizando um banco SQL, tá? O Marcelo Latti comentou se a gente já pensou em qual tipo de autenticação, Facebook, G+, ou Firebase. Cara, o que a gente está pensando aqui, tá? Em fazer mais raiz, tá? Então, para vocês aprenderem realmente como que funciona na raiz, tá? Então, implementar realmente concessão, com cookie, etc., entender a base da autenticação e depois a gente autentica com serviços de terceiros ali. O Leandro Rebouças comentou que o link está errado. O Leandro, procura devpleno.com/fullstackacademy, tudo junto, tá? Entender a base da autenticação e depois a gente autentica com... Pessoal, então assim, esse Full Stack Academy, vocês sabem que eu fico muito louco perto do Full Stack Academy. Eu já tô meio sem dormir. E quem já viu aí também a landing page, já viu que a gente já tem um logotipo, a gente já tem tudo pronto pro Full Stack Academy. Pessoal, o que eu quero até realçar aqui com vocês, tá? E que é bastante interessante. O foco nosso aqui no Full Stack Academy está dando retorno para mim. Opa. Deixa eu ver se eu não... Deixa eu mutar aqui de novo. Obrigado, Marcelo. Pessoal, uma coisa que eu quero focar bastante. Vocês perceberam que não foi eu que disse, tá? Foi até o William ali. E isso não foi combinado. É muito importante a gente ter projetos no GitHub, tá? Então o que acontece? A gente está terminando uma integração aqui para que o certificado dessa vez do Full Stack Academy ele traga junto a informação de que vocês publicaram o resultado no GitHub, tá? Então a gente está checando aqui uma forma de fazer isso junto com o ID do certificado. Quem já recebeu um certificado nosso sabe que ele tem uma chave de segurança. Então como que a gente consegue atrelar isso no seu certificado para que um recrutador, por exemplo, se ele vê que você foi certificado pelo DevPleno no Full Stack Academy, ele consiga ver o seu projeto publicado lá no GitHub, tá? Então, a gente está fazendo isso para realmente vocês terem um projeto público ali, criado por vocês, tá? Então, vocês vão acompanhar aqui a gente criando. Vocês sabem que eu não dou o código-fonte, tá? Então, vocês vão ter que implementar realmente o que a gente passa aqui no Full Stack Academy para que fique realmente um projeto de vocês e que vocês possam utilizar esse projeto para serem contratados. Obviamente, a gente sempre aconselha todo mundo, quem quiser ir além, a gente ainda tem o Full Stack Master, tá? Mas isso já é o primeiro passo aí para você se preparar para uma entrevista, para um emprego e tudo mais. Pessoal, uma coisa que é muito bacana, eu recebi uma oferta de uma empresa que está em São Paulo, em BH, por exemplo, para trabalhar com o Node, tá? Então, que basicamente o que a gente vai utilizar aqui durante o Full Stack Academy. E uma coisa que é muito legal, que é bastante interessante aqui, salários mais ou menos aí de 8 a 10 mil reais, tá? E o pessoal está desesperado, tá? Então, assim, vale a pena, é uma formação que está valendo muito a pena, tá? Então, assim, tá muito em alta, o pessoal está em busca e tá muito legal, tá? Então, o que a gente está fazendo, tá? E eu faço isso, o pessoal que é aluno já sabe, o Rodrigão e a galera aí. Se eu vejo, por isso que também é importante, né, a gente conversar bastante, mas assim, se eu vejo alguém que tem esse potencial, a gente já publica lá no nosso Slack, tá, a vaga, e aí o pessoal pode aplicar nessas vagas, tá? Então, fiquem atentos lá no Slack nosso também, que vai ter bastante vaga publicada lá, tá? Pessoal, na semana que vem a gente já começa novamente aí as nossas lives diretão, tá? E a gente vai fazer o Full Stack Academy, que tá imperdível aí, a partir do dia 18, tá? Então, a partir de semana que vem, a gente tá com lives direto. Se vocês tiverem sugestão de vídeo, tá? Fiquem à vontade para mandar para mim, tá? Porque o grande detalhe aqui no DevPleno, vocês já perceberam que a gente gerou muito conteúdo ano passado, tá? Então a gente gerou mais de 6 dias de conteúdo e para ajudar agora no Full Stack Academy, a gente está estimando aqui em mais ou menos 3, 4 horas de conteúdo, tá? Então 3, 4 horas de conteúdo para vocês aplicarem realmente, botarem realmente a mão na massa, tá? Então tá muito legal. Pessoal, fique à vontade para mandar um WhatsApp para mim, fala um oi e o seu nome. Eu vou precisar sair agora, que eu tenho uma outra reunião, agora 10h30, mas muito obrigado por todos vocês terem acompanhado aqui comigo, tá? A gente está numa parceria muito forte com a Vanhack, e é uma meta ali que eu até conversei com ele, é uma meta nossa, conseguir preparar cada vez mais desenvolvedores. Então, assim, a gente prepara mais o pessoal para ir realmente, quem tem esse sonho de morar fora e ir para lá. Além disso, é a minha meta pessoal preparar cada vez mais pessoas para trabalhar aqui dentro do Brasil e trabalhar como eu trabalho na TopTal, tá? Então, realmente é ajudar vocês a melhorarem a vida de vocês, seja lá qual é o sonho de vocês, tá? Então, se abrir a empresa de vocês, tá tudo bem. Se for trabalhar aqui no Brasil, tá tudo bem. Trabalhar lá fora, tá tudo bem. Então, essa é o meu propósito aqui, a minha missão aqui com o DevPleno, tá bom? Marcelo Latti perguntou: sou chileno, criado em Sampa desde 18 anos. Aos 21 fui embora para São Luís, agora estou em Natal, no Rio Grande do Norte. O Marcelo, o Luiz perguntou para o Marcelo aqui, agora que eu entendi. O Luiz Alberto comentou se a Ionic é uma boa tecnologia para estudar. Cara, sinceramente não, tá? A Ionic ele é baseado aí no Angular, tá? Desculpa a sinceridade, mas eu acho que não, tá? Se eu fosse para escolher uma tecnologia hoje, como eu já escolhi, vai para React Native, tá? Ou no máximo ali Xamarin, tá? Então tem um link aqui embaixo, Luiz. No curso nosso a gente está contemplando aí React Native. A gente já tem as primeiras aulas de React Native publicadas, tá? A gente vai ter mais aulas e o curso nosso de React Native, aliás, de React, né, que agora contempla também React Native, a gente vai ter um acréscimo do valor até o final. Quando a gente publicar todas as aulas ali de React Native, o curso vai subir, tá? Então, quem confia na gente primeiro, né? Então, quem está aqui com a gente desde o começo sempre tem muita vantagem, tá? Então, quem se matricula antes, quem está aqui com a gente sempre tem vantagens aí, tá bom? O Simplício Baiano comentou: Túlio, rapidão. Sim. É melhor aprender tipo a fazer app mobile com as linguagens deles. Ou continuar com React Native. O Simplício, o que eu acho, cara? React Native, ele reduz ali o time to market, tá? Então, as pessoas que querem desenvolver com React Native é muito mais rápido, tá? Então, a gente ir para campo ali, realmente fazer as coisas funcionarem. Basicamente, a gente não precisa fazer muita coisa na linguagem própria. Então, Objective-C, Swift ou Java no caso do Android, então a gente precisa fazer muita coisa disso. Se você souber isso, né, então se você souber React Native e também saber como fazer o nativo, tá, fazer um módulo, etc., fica ainda melhor. Tá? Então, se você souber isso, você consegue construir módulos personalizados. Mas caso contrário, só com React Native você já consegue criar muita coisa legal, tá? Então é bastante interessante aí. O Luiz Alberto comentou que ele viu em BH algumas vagas que precisam de Ionic, Xamarin e React. Então, o Xamarin é o mais parecido com o React, tá? E o Ionic é totalmente HTML. Então é bastante interessante que está em alta as três aí, tá? Deixa eu ver aqui. O Diego Nascimento falou que vai comprar o curso. Cara, seja bem-vindo. Pessoal, só uma coisa, né? Um comentário que o Anderson perguntou, né, se tem algum voucher de desconto. Ô Anderson, a gente não tem voucher de desconto, cara, porque a gente tem vários presentes para vocês, né? Então, por isso que a gente acaba não aplicando muito aí voucher de desconto, porque a gente acha, e eu acredito muito nisso, tá? Realmente os nossos cursos são imperdíveis, tá? Então, eu acredito bastante aí que vale bastante a pena. Então, por isso que a gente não tem essa política de desconto, porque eu acredito que dá para melhorar muito a carreira de vocês e é um investimento que vale a pena. Tá? Então, tanto para você fazer a sua aplicação, quanto para você trabalhar para o exterior e etc. Tá? Então, tá muito bacana mesmo. Tá? Pessoal, outra coisa que eu vou compartilhar com vocês em breve, tá? Eu estou criando um módulo de integração ali do React com Firebase, tá? Então, eu estava meio chateado como o Rebase estava funcionando. Quem está no curso sabe que a gente usa o Rebase para fazer uma integração com Firebase. Eles mudaram um pouco a interface deles, etc., como que trabalha, etc. E a gente está construindo uma que eu acredito que vai agilizar muito mais ainda a forma como a gente vai entregar software, tá? Então, tá bastante bacana também, tá? Então, cada vez tem coisas novas ali no curso Dev React JS, tá bom? Nessa semana a gente deve publicar mais um projeto prático ali com o React Native, tá? Então é um projeto que tá muito bacana. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo mostrar para vocês, porque esse projeto é engraçado. Vocês viram qual que é o projeto ali do Futiba Club, né? Sempre a gente faz projetos que a gente consegue mostrar para as pessoas, tá? Então se você publicar no seu GitHub, você vai conseguir mostrar para as pessoas esse projeto funcionando. Deixa eu só startar o servidor aqui. Então olha só, deixa eu ver se eu consigo abrir para mostrar para vocês. Isso em primeira mão, tá, pessoal? Não comentei com ninguém ainda. Aliás, só minha equipe sabe. Deixa eu ver se vocês vão conseguir ver aqui. Não sei se dá para ver aqui. Esse é o meu celular, tá? Deixa eu ver se vocês conseguem. Deixa eu só puxar aqui que eu abri o notebook para poder pegar os dados. E acabei fazendo uma caca aqui. Olha só. Esse é o... caramba. Pera aí, pessoal. Eu abri o notebook e esticou. Caramba. Esticou aqui o meu microfone. Não sei se vocês vão conseguir enxergar aqui. Esse é o projeto, tá? Que a gente vai publicar essa semana. A gente fez uma brincadeira, tá? Ao invés de ser Instagram, é Instagrama. Então, para você compartilhar fotos do seu jardim, tá? E a gente tem login com o Facebook e tal, tá? Tem pouca notificação aqui no meu celular. Mas qual que é a intenção nossa aqui, tá? É que vocês publiquem o projeto, tá? Então, que vocês peguem esse projeto, implementem também, tá? E subam para Play Store, subam para App Store, etc. E usem como portfólio, tá? Então, todos os projetos que a gente cria, tá? E a gente está cada vez fazendo isso mais, tá? Então, a gente tem uma pessoa hoje dedicada para fazer a parte gráfica para a gente aqui. Então, assim, a gente cria realmente todos os logos e tudo mais. A gente tem alguns tratamentos que a gente fez aqui, né? Então, o lance do teclado, que são os tratamentos que eu vou ensinar para vocês também durante o curso, de como que a gente lida com essas particularidades do React e principalmente do desenvolvimento mobile, tá? Então, a gente sai um pouquinho ali do ecossistema do React e eu mostro para vocês como que a gente faz isso no React Mobile aqui. Outra coisa que é legal, não sei se vai funcionar porque essa é uma versão de testes, tá? Mas a gente tem o entrar com o Facebook aqui, ó. Não sei se apareceu. Deixa eu ver. É que eu não sei se meu servidor tá rodando aqui, né? Eu abri a máquina, não tá rodando. Mas assim, qual que é a ideia, pessoal? Não sei se vocês já viram. A ideia aqui é não integrar o Facebook como... não sei se vocês já viram isso, mas o pessoal abre um browser dentro, né? A ideia aqui é integrar ele com o Facebook aplicativo de verdade, tá? Deixa eu ver se eu consigo agora startar ele novamente aqui, quer ver? É que a minha máquina está desligada, o Mac está desligado ali. Uma outra coisa que a gente está fazendo, tá, pessoal? A gente está preparando vocês... Deixa eu ver se agora eu consigo mostrar, ó. Deixa eu ver aqui, entrar com o Facebook. Entrar com o Facebook. Ele não está conectando aqui. O que acontece, pessoal? A gente vai ensinar vocês aqui a como utilizar técnicas que vocês não precisam ter um Mac para rodar, tá? Eu estou rodando no Mac por pura praticidade, porque o estúdio do DevPleno ele não fica aqui onde eu faço as lives, tá? Então por isso que de vez em quando vocês escutam alguns ruídos e a gente vai para o estúdio. Então no estúdio, para eu levar para o estúdio, eu acabo levando só o Mac. Mas eu vou mostrar para vocês como que a gente consegue fazer os aplicativos também aqui no React sem precisar do Mac, tá? Então, tudo que vocês já imaginaram eu já fiz, tá? Para conseguir desenvolver sem o Mac, tá? Então, hoje, atualmente, né, depois que eu comecei a trabalhar para o exterior, etc., eu tive condições realmente financeiras ali de conseguir comprar um MacBook e tal, mas assim, não é uma coisa... que eu entendo isso, tá? Não é uma coisa que é uma prioridade para todo mundo, tá? Então, fiquem tranquilos que mesmo no Windows ali vocês vão conseguir criar as aplicações tanto para Android quanto para iOS. Pessoal, deixa eu só ver aqui. Pessoal, então olha só, a gente sempre faz alguns trocadilhos, tá? Mercado Dev, nesse caso aqui Instagrama, tá? A gente tem um outro que não é um trocadilho, mas é um projeto real, que a gente vai mostrar para vocês também. Tá? Esse vai ser surpresa, não vou contar. Então, assim, é muito legal a gente fazer isso. Na verdade, eu tava o Marcelo Latti aqui, né? A Lady Murphy. Na verdade, eu não estava planejado mostrar, cara. É que eu esqueci, né? Que a gente estava fazendo. E aí eu resolvi mostrar para vocês aqui rapidinho. Mas essas coisas acontecem, tá? Então ele não estava preparado para demonstração, tá? Ele não está preparado. Aqui na versão que está rodando na minha máquina tá. Bom, pessoal, então é isso. Se você... o Luiz Alberto perguntou o seguinte, ele precisa aprender a criar um app. Tem gente me incentivando a criar um app de padaria. Seria bom eu criar esse app como aprendizado? Luiz, qualquer app, tá? Então não fica acanhado, pessoal. Cria um app, eu quero criar um app para minha igreja, ok. Quero criar um app para minha banda, ok. Quero criar um app para o meu clube de futebol, ok. Eu quero criar um app para o meu clube de xadrez, beleza. Sem problema nenhum, tá? Crie os apps, até como vocês... pessoal, agora abriu aqui, ó. Acho que agora que atualizou, na verdade, né? Tá muito lento, meu celular também é ruim, tá? Agora atualizou aqui, agora ele logou. Então, olha só, qualquer oportunidade que vocês tiverem de criar aplicações, criem, tá? Não deixa desperdiçar essa oportunidade de criar aplicações, tá? Então, é muito importante isso, tá? Certo, pessoal? Uma coisa, só para vocês verem que é realmente um projeto incompleto, tá? Não era migué, a gente tem uma... O projeto aqui ele não está completo ainda, tá? Só para vocês verem que não era migué, tá? Então eu apresentei para vocês antes do tempo aqui. Certo, pessoal? Aliás, eu não mostrei, né? Eu estou mostrando aqui e eu não vi. Deixa eu mostrar direitinho aqui, ó. Ele está em um estágio totalmente imaturo ainda, tá? Deixa eu voltar aqui, ó. Tá? Então é totalmente uma early version aí. E eu queria compartilhar com vocês porque eu acho que é legal mostrar o que a gente está fazendo aqui dentro do DevPleno também, tá bom? Pessoal, é isso. Deixa eu só ver aqui. Aliás, o Patrick Isidoro já é aluno nosso. Vamos lá. O Anderson comentou, essa frase é famosa, a minha máquina funciona. Então, tá cada vez ficando mais difícil, né, cara, fazer isso porque a gente tá cada vez ficando mais sem desculpa, né? Porque não tem desculpa mais para isso acontecer, tá? Pessoal, muito obrigado, tá? Então, pela presença de todos vocês. Espero vocês aqui nos nossos treinamentos. A gente vai estar aí no Full Stack Academy, que é totalmente gratuito, online, e a ideia é que vocês saiam daqui rumo aí ao sonho de vocês, tá? Então, utilizando a nossa carreira para alcançar os sonhos de vocês, tá joia? Pessoal, muito obrigado pela presença. Agora eu vou correndo para minha reunião, tenho 3 minutos para ir lá. Obrigado aí pela presença, tá joia? E a gente se vê na próxima DevPlenoLive, tá? Então, na segunda-feira, a gente tá aqui de volta com a DevPlenoLive, já aí com um warm-up para o Full Stack Academy. E a gente vai fazer também uma live, pessoal, sobre a TopTal, tá? Então fiquem ligados aí. Eu vou conversar lá com o pessoal da TopTal para a gente conseguir umas camisetas e tudo mais para trazer aqui para vocês. E eu vou falar um pouquinho mais do processo seletivo, como ser contratado pela TopTal, Scalable Path, e crossover e etc, que eu já passei em todas, vocês sabem disso, quem conhece a minha história aí, tá bom? Pessoal, obrigado e eu vejo vocês na próxima. Valeu, até a próxima!